It's pending approval, but nonetheless, I sent my shit.
Woo.
Reflex stream.
Weird to start the day. There's another day.
All I hear is Wade talking.
Hey. Got that cash money. Okay, I got it.
Plain light background. Well,
I
fuck you. Fine. I will take a plain light background picture. You.
Oh! Goodness, where's the boat?
Where is my light stand? Hold on. I need light.
I don't remember what that one even does. I could do that. I'm not going to. That makes sense. Goodness. That sneeze though killed a little.
What tried to kill you?
My sneeze.
I guess that happens. Will you work, please? Why aren't you working? Oh, there we go. Ah, it's bright.
My Lord Bailey over there just being so bright.
Don't make me laugh. I'm taking a picture, bro.
How am I supposed to know I'm so hilarious?
Thanks. Now I look weird.
Why do you need such a bright picture of yourself?
It's for student ID.
Are you sure your student ID should... I feel like your student ID might be missing a little something if there's not a calendar in the background. I'm just saying.
Fine.
Did you like my highlighted message?
My brain got very confused for a second. That's fine.
Hello, all. How far art thou? Art thou ready for the awakened? The awakened! Alright. You think we Gucci, right? Or is Bailey still distracted?
I was just going over the photo requirements again, so.
Okay, so.
Sure. Correct.
2 things. 1, I turned up all of the settings. So we'll see if it's laggy as fuck.
Laggy as fuck. Yeah.
And 2, I'm very curious if things will get more spoopy this time. Since, you know, there is still this giant Cthulhu sucking on a pipe in the background.
Sucking on a pipe? Oh, yeah. Like, what are you talking about?
So let's see. I would like to load, please. Oh, yes! We're gonna go get some Popeyes.
Yeah, we're gonna go get... No, it's... Oh, yeah, it is Popeye. Because Popeyes is Louisiana, yep.
Louisiana Popeyes.
Oh, PlayStation fan is here. Welcome!
Hello! Look at you in your 1 year, 21 days and an hour. You were so close. You almost had it with a 0 at the end. So close.
No, that would have been amazing.
One of these days, though, you'll have a 99 in there somewhere. That'll be fun. I would do my followish, but that's just as long as I've existed, so.
Yeah.
Hello! Okay, well, things certainly look a little bit more. My mouse is a little laggy.
She's not following Suki. I know she
Is there
That's fun.
is there a how long have you been subscribed to? Because that's a thing. My goodness, this water is a little excessive.
Oops, I don't know. I don't know the command if there is one.
I don't know. Also, I feel like the game might be a little bit more laggy right now just because of the fact that there is an entire water right here. A very
It's a
loud
little
water.
laggy on- Yeah, but it's okay.
Are you sure,
Not too
Sherlock? You
bad.
don't want to go take a dip in the bridge? Go take a dip in the weird-looking landscape over there?
Yeah.
So how's it looking? Is it looking laggy as fuck? Is it looking decent?
A little laggy. That
'Cause I mean,
definitely not as smooth as the first stream. I'll tell you that much.
but the question
The,
is, I mean, I can see all of how bad the textures are in full detail now.
You can.
You can tell just how bad these fence posts are now.
That's just because this game is graphics hell from early 2000s.
I mean,
So-
Watson. I don't remember what Watson's face looked like last time, but I feel like it looks pretty decent. I know that there was one person's face that didn't look that great.
There were quite a few of those actually.
But how's it running? Is it laggy at all? Should I turn the settings back down? Or is, like, if I'm looking back and forth, is it, like, laggy and stuttery and shit? I mean, it's a little stuttery for me, but it's not...
Definitely stuttery for me on Discord, but on...
I mean, it was also stuttery for you last time, so...
It's about 25.
It was...
I'd say it's about 25
25 what?
frames per second.
Oh. But, like, does it look okay?
It looks fine, yeah.
Okay. But also, Bailey, I was gonna say,
I don't
use...
know if they have mod capabilities on this, but that would be interesting.
I don't think my computer would handle that, but...
My computer could.
But also, Bailey, I was gonna say, whether it lags or not for you doesn't really matter, because it was lagging last time for you, and it was on all of the bad graphics.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
so,
that just shows how crap Discord is sometimes.
alright, I'm gonna go talk to this seaman who's swabbing de poop dick.
Okay.
It would be better to turn back.
Okay, I guess I have no reason to talk to him. Let's go over to the giant boat. Can I get onto said giant boat? I can. Oh, there's a map location update. Hello, ma'am.
Good morning, dear. Come to relax?
Yes, I would
no, thank
love
you,
to
Will.
relax. Damn it.
Oh my goodness, Bailey. There's
What?
so much... Like, before I talked to her, I couldn't really hear a whole lot besides, you know, water. But now that I've talked to her, it's very noisy in this tent.
You mean this boat?
Yes, this boat tent, okay? Oh.
It's not.
Are you Kabe donning this
What is
woman?
happening over there?
He's Kabe donning this woman. Hello?
Taylor is Kabe donning a hooker.
Hey, look at them reflections, though.
Oh my god.
There are reflections, I can give it that. Hello. How are you?
I like how they both
How
look
are-
at you like, what do you
how-
want?
Oh, sup, titties. How are you?
Thank God that your stream is marked for adults.
It sure is. With the amount of fucking swear words we use. Can I turn up mouse sensitivity? Because it is a little...
I think that's due to the lag, in all honesty.
It may
But
be. It
yeah,
might
looks
be.
like you can.
Well, it's definitely shiny in there. I can't actually go in to relax. Wow, how sad.
I want to relax.
I just came all the way from London. I would like to relax.
Alright? Like, where did we arrive from? Because I don't see anywhere that, you know...
We took a riverboat,
we
clearly.
get off this boat.
We took a riverboat, clearly.
We took a riverboat all the way from London?
Well, I mean, I don't really know how advanced airplanes are to where, like, people be taking them, but...
There are no airplanes in the 1800s!
Exactly, so I'm thinking we took one type of boat, at least, and then we probably went on to a riverboat afterwards. Hello, sir.
God, the lag on Discord is making my brain hurt.
Look at the pores on this man.
I know, there's pores on Watson.
With that nice 1800s grime on his face.
Yeah.
Alright, let's...
Find me. I'm gonna take an Advil preemptively.
You want to go over to the factory? I think that's how you read that sign, right? Don't you? Don't
Yeah,
you
I think so.
Okay, cool. Is that a fact?
Oh, it's S&M. Oh, yay.
Yeah. Yeah, did you not read that before? Oh, I see. That one does say factory S&M. There was something else that said S&M, wasn't there?
Yeah, the entire fence.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. I couldn't remember what else it was that I was reading. I was expecting it to be up. I forgot it was down. Wow. I guess we can't go.
S&M.
Also, that
Damn it.
handle is not proper.
No, it's not.
My
I'm
goodness.
the S to that M.
It's 10:45 p.m. It's time for lunch. Remember to wash your hands.
Don't mind.
I can hear a little bit of sound coming from your end.
That
That
was
interesting.
that was my Google talking to me.
Oh, it was Google. I'm like, I hear something making noise over there. What is happening?
He was telling me to go take lunch. Go and eat some food.
You don't need to take lunch.
I had
let's
it
see here.
I had it set for when I was at work, but sadly I have it set to where, because there was this new work schedule thing, and I was like, that sounds interesting. It'll, why not? Let's try it out. And so I like set it to do all these reminders and stuff, and like the first day it just didn't do, I didn't hear anything while I was at work, and I was sad about it. And so I like added a thing to it where it would text me during each one so that I would, get one. He won't text me.
Rude.
I'm like, I want you to tell me that it's time for lunch.
Wow.
Quaj de Chungus. The Chungus. I can't read. Well, I know where the Quan is, at least, so that's good. Hey, look, it's the bank.
Also, that's Cajuns.
You can tell that we're in America. He's got a gun.
Got a gun.
One more step. and
Got
your
a
brains will be about as
gun.
useful as
Do
Beaver
do
Dam.
do.
The continent welcomes us with such hospitality, doesn't it?
Beg pardon, my good
My
man.
goodness.
Is
It's
the
so
bank
stuttery.
closed for some time?
They're stuttery,
It takes Mr. Blackman to come back from Baton Rouge with more dollars.
Who were robbed.
Not hardly. We had a jewel sale.
When might one expect Mr. Blackman to return?
He likely could come back most any day.
Happy when I
He was
noticed my
on
bank
3
account this
days
morning,
at
like,
least.
I was
Is
not
there
expecting
anyone
that,
else who
and
could
Bailey,
oh my
assist
God,
shush.
in
I got
this transaction? You see, we have come from Europe and are interested in a particular set of precious stones. It may well prove to be this same set your bank sold recently.
I ain't talking, and I don't know nothing about it anyhow.
Rude American.
So I can say that their southern accent isn't horrible in comparison to their, like, the irregulars speaking. Watson's got his neck cricked very strangely. I'm gonna save and have it go just a little less on the, oh my God, Watson looks like he's gonna break his neck.
Yeah, just a little less, so we're not both,
I don't need these to be all that exciting. I don't need those. Sure, let's keep that. I don't know what depth and bloom is, but I'll do that.
Depth of field, yeah, so.
But I mean, like, I don't know if I noticed that it really existed all that much.
True.
Give me the games. Give me the games.
Oh my God, my neck.
When are we gonna get to this boat scene that it shows us, though, right there?
Oh. Honestly, none of this makes sense to me right now.
It's okay. But Bailey, and say don't wait until the middle of the cutscene to start talking about your money that came in.
Sorry, the bank kind of reminded me of it.
Yes, but wait until the end of the cutscene.
I'm sorry. I don't have meds.
We can be distracted by the choppiness of the cutscene, but not by random tales of Bailey. Oh look, I can actually touch the Cajun. Come back.
Oh my goodness, you have frames for days on your stream now.
Hey, ooh, puppy!
Dog!
Are you a nice dog? You're not Toby, so I don't know. Oh. Okay, you guys got some potentially racist tats. You are not a nice dog.
Oh, was he growling at you?
Very much so, yeah.
Oh.
Okay, well I can't talk to them. There's an angry
Can I
dog.
look at that sign again? The sign with the words on it?
With the Quagians.
Quaj de Cajuns.
I wonder if these are the Cajuns. Are you
They're
a
not
Cajun?
No. Dude, Cajuns. They're the French immigrants within Louisiana.
I mean...
I don't know what Quaj is.
I don't know.
I'd Google for you.
Sure. You having fun there? Alright, well. Hello, other person. Hey, look! Chinese! I don't know Chinese. Joke's on you, I can't read.
I have no reason to go there.
Oh. But something tells me I will have reason to go there. Look at him pounding on the floor. Anyway. Let's see. Well, I could talk to him again, but I assume that's not going to do a whole lot for me. The Court of Francis. That's what I read. The hotel. Apparently we're on China
Wow, why
Street.
is Discord being so... Discord is being really stupid right now.
Bailey. I like that we have 3 face cams right now. There's mine, yours, and Watson's.
Discord's being really stupid, so if you... it's... Discord keeps freezing every, like, few seconds. Like, your stream is doing fine, but Discord is being stupid.
Yeah, that happens. Also, apparently I can't go that way, so maybe I'll go and talk to this guy again. Apparently.
I told you what.
Okay, so now what? You told me I couldn't go this
I
way!
have no reason to go there.
Where do you want me? Sir? I already went that way.
I know what Quaj to Cajuns is.
Did you go to, like, Google Translate with the detect language?
No, I just Googled it, and usually it takes me to Google Translate, but it didn't this time.
Hello, sleeping man. That looks very uncomfortable for 3/4 of your arm. Well, it sounds like flies over here. I'm unsure where it wants me to go. Maybe there's more over there with the angry dog. Can't talk to you, can I? No. Just a smoking seaman. Oh, I can touch this door. Why didn't it show me that before when I looked at it? Okay, well this is a big empty room.
Stop it! Shut up!
Dog. Bark. 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 Alright. So what does this do for me?
What do you make of this, Holmes?
I think that there's a loud dog in Bailey's bathroom. Back room, not bathroom.
Girls!
I have no reason to go there.
Hold on, I need to go.
Okay.
Tap them on the head.
Let's see, maybe there was some more in... Oh, I passed the door because they all look the exact same. Cool. Alright, so there's a growling puppy. Oh, I can touch this door? Oh, it didn't show me I could touch this door before. Don't mind me, just random person coming through. Oh, look at that. There's so much stuff over here. What are you doing to that barrel, sir? Also, there is no sound effect to you doing that.
Smack it with a hammer.
He may have been smacking it with a hammer, but there's literally no audio for any of the things that they're doing, so. Also, I didn't notice that I could go through a door, so I'm just going through a series of doors. Hey, look, we found Mississippi!
I still don't know what that sign means.
That happens. I want this bottle. It's very bright. Well, this does not look, grimy at all. Not at all. Can I touch this door? No,
Yeah,
it's
your
not.
bit rate's a little weird, so I will let you know about that right now.
Loud bang. Hello. Okay. PlayStation fan, what is your opinion of my graphics? I mean, not of the graphics, but of the frames. Is it, laggy, or is it...
Well, the frames are fine. It's just your bit rate is very bizarre.
I mean, what exactly do you mean by bitrate?
It's
Oh, I found dogs.
it's when things become, you know, giant pixels.
Mm.
So
Ran-
when you move, it gets really, really big pixels.
Just drops in quality. Maybe I should just walk
Yeah.
everywhere so that I can't. It'll load better, maybe.
Well,
It's better to
I
stay
think it's
clear of
doing
these
fine,
hounds.
like as a game as a whole, but on your stream, it's doing that.
Why did they both lay down?
It's better to stay clear of these hounds.
I know they did it in such synchronicity.
Okay. Alright, well, I found a series of doors to go through, and therefore led me to more guard dogs. Very useful.
But yeah, your bitrate is only happening on Twitch and not on Discord, so it's not the game. It's just
It's giving you Mafia 1 vibes. I don't know what that means.
I've never played Mafia, the Mafia games.
In the Mafia. Ding, 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 ding.
Regardless, I am getting nauseated.
Oh my god, could you imagine walking all the way out there to fish? All the way out this log? That does not seem like the best of options, but okay. What are you doing, Watson? Open door! Open door! Let's see. Well, I don't know if I needed the Cajuns or not, but I went there in that general direction. I don't know what I'm looking for exactly.
You need to go to the saloon.
To the saloon? I found a warehouse.
Apparently, there's a person at the very end next to the dogs.
At the very end that way? I didn't see anyone. Or
Apparently, there's a person over there.
I mean, there's two different dogs. There's one at the beginning of these
Yeah, there's
doors.
two dogs there's two dogs on the very far of it.
Okay, so then I'll go back through this door.
Now there's a person over there that you need to talk to.
Also, Bailey,
I don't know.
PlayStation fan is telling us to Google Mafia 1, so if you will do me the honors of Googling it.
Oh, I can sort of see where you're getting that from.
Yeah. So, Bailey, I don't see anyone over here, just dogs.
There's supposed to be a person there.
I've got a wad of cash, apparently, in my inventory. So that's fun. Oh yeah, I still have the Cthulhu statue.
You needed to give money to the guard to get him to talk.
Oh, I mean, I didn't realize I had money until just now, so...
Yeah, I just noticed that you had money. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Give him money.
You know, if I would... I guess I should just look at my inventory when we do changes of scenery.
Yeah.
I guess. I'll make it to where it can't blur as much if I just sidestep everywhere. you know?
Yeah.
Diagonals
just-
for the win.
It's the time period, I think, PlayStation fan, that you're getting the vibes from, because
It was
this is
Mafia
like
1 looked very...
yeah, it's a timepiece.
There we go.
Um,
Wad
One
of cash.
fella goes by the name of Champagne. He's
Champagne.
Cajun. He knows everything
Cajun.
that
Yeah.
goes on around these parts. You can most likely find him near a pile of planks at the end of the pier.
Everything has its price in America. Isn't that what they say?
Yes. Also,
back to the 2 dogs, and Champagne should be there now.
cool. It's almost like I gave him all that money for no reason. I'm gonna say,
Pepsi, no. Pepsi! Bad dog.
barf barf. But say earlier I was going to say, that the only time that I've ever heard of Cajun before is Cajun fries, so...
And food is delicious.
So I didn't exactly know what Cajun fries were in specific, I just knew that they were spicier. Had a lot of shit on them. Spices was.
Yeah, Cajun is a very spicy form of food.
I don't really care for spicy, so I typically say, don't get me Cajun. Look,
See, look!
mysteriously a man here all of a sudden. I just had to give away all of my money for it.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
With open arms, Watson.
Napoleon,
Here.
Lafayette. Don't mind the dogs. They just don't take to the smell of gentle folks, especially foreign ones. So what can old Champagne do for you? How's about some planks for your boat? Maybe a ride in Gator's Bath?
Some other time, perhaps. People say that you know everything that occurs in this area.
Maybe so. Don't care much what them people say. What you want to know?
We are particularly interested in a recent transaction in precious stones. No doubt you are familiar with these events.
For sure that's true. Now that you say it, I reckon I heard of some swap for jewels. I would help you out, but my poor brain's like the train with no coal. What you want me to do? Now there's a bottle of some champagne with this.
Cool, I need the bottle that was under that picnic table because I said I wanted it because it was so bright underneath that table.
Hey, Lily, come here.
Bailey, you should mute yourself
here,
if you're
you
yelling at the
dumbass.
dogs. Give to me. I want it. I can't crouch, so. Why can't I get this good old bottle of champagne? I mean, potentially that's champagne. I have absolutely no idea.
I don't know.
Well-
And I'm pretty sure that it's not champagne because champagne bottles do not look like that.
Hey, it was just a very obvious bottle out of nowhere, so. Now I have to figure out where I'm supposed to be getting this. Maybe I can ask him. Where, pray tell, do I get some champagne? Maybe I can go back to. Maybe I can go back to the party boat.
Party boat and get some champagne, maybe.
I mean, they're probably living it up with some champagne.
Champagne.
Champagnery. Commercial port for Louisiana. Hello, boat. I require some champagne. Zap Brannigan is at the fold. Hello, titties.
What else do you want? We have work to do.
Okay. I
Out on
guess.
the floor. Look behind you. Look behind you. Under the chair. The other chair.
More
Is that
champagne.
champagne?
Click, 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 click. No.
Oh,
No.
maybe. Hold on.
Well.
There's a pub?
I think I might have seen a pub of some sort. I don't remember now. Let me go over this way and see. Louisiana Street Sheriff, not street. That was the S&M thing. Must have been on the other side. I mean, there's a lounge. Can I go in the lounge? No. Okay. Did not think so.
So what all did he say? I was yelling at dogs.
I know. He said, if I can click the right button, blah, 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 blah. For sure that true. Now that you say it, I reckon I heard some swap for the jewels. I would help you out, but my poor brain like no trade with no coal. What do you mean want to do? Which is raise a bottle of champagne, this and that. The old shaggin'. Champagne.
What else do you have in your inventory?
Not champagne. I got a statue.
You have more money, though.
I thought I gave him the whole stack of money. Maybe I can give him some money. Since everything can be purchased here.
So give the Cajun the money.
Slowly running back. Well, actually, what is over down this direction?
Oh, the wrong way. That's not the way to...
I know, but I wanted to see if there was anything more exciting over there. I couldn't remember. What is this? Why? Why is this here? Why? They really make it to where you have to go with such a long distance going in such a slow run.
Oh, it's making me so dizzy. Yeah.
It's alright. Just don't gander. Just look at the look at my tracker circle and just don't look at anything else.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
Yeah, I didn't think it would.
Come here. Come here.
But I was also distracted while he was talking because you were yelling at dogs, so...
Yeah,
What if I give him a knife? Just stab him.
I'll just give him some money.
Give me
dog.
Speaking of that, it come to me
Here's
true.
your dog.
It was a
some
week ago, maybe
here.
two. A butler working for a rich man made himself a
Hey,
jewel
Pepsi,
trade
would
to
you
Honor and Co.
be at all
Looks like business.
upset
to
if
be
I
done
lifted you
fast
onto my lap?
with a quiet
Shush.
way. My foot, the truth is here now.
The name of the employer of this silent partner?
He go by the name Honest. He from far up the bayou to the east. He got some crazy notions, Latin. They must be all like that where he come from.
No doubt. One other matter. During the last few days, have you
14.
noticed any strange ship movements, especially regarding those taking leave of port late at night?
You're right, old champagne, so I tell you true. 5 days ago, a ship, she weigh anchor in the middle of the night. Took sail right after a mess of folks brought a lot of boats to meet her and charged on board. These all came from the swamps. Could be toting contraband. Anyway, left for the old world for sure. Old Champagne keeps to his own self. No reason to know nothing more. And advice to you, stay clear. Those that sticks their nose where it don't belong end up feeding the gators round these parts.
We shall consider ourselves duly warned. Good day.
And if you wants to go for a ride in the bayou or something else, old Champagne treats you right. I take dollars, bottles of you know what, right?
Alright, so all I know is that Bailey has a cute dog, and other than that, I have absolutely no idea what he just said for the entirety of that cutscene.
Was it because you got distracted by the puppies, or?
Well, because you were loud at first, and then I was distracted by the dog, and then you unmuted only to make a lot of noise.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize she was gonna start complaining.
So basically what I heard was not to be a nosy Nancy, but there was a butler, he did some shit. He goes by the name, I don't remember, Arneson, I guess? Arson. He likes to make fires.
that.
Over to the east. I don't know which direction is anything. I don't have a compass.
Yeah.
Crazy notions, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. 5 days ago there was a ship in the middle of the night, yada 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 yada. What about it though? And then just advice of staying clear and not being stupid. Okay. That doesn't super help me though. Okay, so I guess I'll go back around and just click spacebar on everything again. Because I assume those dogs ain't gonna let me pass still. No. And no. Not that door. And not that door. Cool, cool, cool. I really love that they make me run around so much.
Holmes, our bag.
Oh, cool.
Thief! Stop! Thief!
Somebody stole our bag, Bailey.
Yeah.
Well, if you would fucking walk, though, that'd be great. What exactly am I supposed to do about that? Exactly. Can I climb over it? Hello? Oh, I see. You want me to... Goodness gravy controls! Go!
Stop!
Like how the guy decided to stop and wait for you to get around that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
How exactly did he get up there, though? That's my question.
I saw.
Oh, there we go. I can lift myself, apparently. Was not expecting to hoist myself. Excuse me, doggy. Also, there's some fun Louisiana chase music going on here. Wow!
Oh no!
Fuck you, bruh.
Now what?
I just have to go around the other way.
I have no reason to go.
What do you mean you have no reason to go there? How exactly are you expecting me to get over there? Wait, can I go over the barrels? No? What? Sherlock, just let me go around! What do you... Oh, you want me to fucking grab it and jump like a fucking crazy maniac? Would have been faster if I went the other way. I could have headed him off at the pass. Oh, goodness gravy. They're giving me a fucking Scooby-Doo chase. Move the fucking thing. Can my cursor move? Goodness. What do you want from me? There's nothing for me to click on. I literally tried clicking on the door. Goodness. Alright, so there's this thing that it likes to do where if you click while you're moving, it like stops. You don't get to keep moving. You say I can click the door. Let me click the door. Why are you stupid? Just let me go around you stupid poop deck boy. Gravy boats. Goodness, the controls are a little stupid right now. Pardon? That was not constructed well.
Well, there's Chinatown and...
He's there.
He's wherever that is.
It's up there.
Can I climb? Oh, I see. I hoisted myself up. Somehow. You know, with the music and all, they're really trying to make it seem like I need to hurry up, but the controls really don't want me to.
Lord, these dogs.
How? There's a door in the way. Oh, I see. I can go around. There's stairs over here. They really want me to do a chase scene in a place that I have no idea.
Yeah.
And they don't even have anything labeled with the convenient yellow. Open the door!
Oh my god.
Fucking let me open the door! My god, this man is so fucking... He's gonna hurt himself. You know? He just keeps running.
Sherlock is gonna hurt himself.
No, it's fine. I'm doing a nice American chase. I don't even know where Watson is during all of this. Can you go up the half an inch? Thank you.
This is making me nauseated.
Making me annoyed. Well, there's the end of the chase music, which means this is probably the end of it. Oh, no, it just restarted. Cool, 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 cool. I love that for me.
like not look because it's just making me really.
That's fine.
Really
What if you look at
bothered.
it just through Twitch, or is that even worse?
It's worse because of the bitrate thing. Because it's like motion blur, but worse.
My goodness. Well, hopefully it doesn't look too shit. My god, this guy is going to kill himself. He just runs over these planks willy-nilly, letting them all fall as he walks. Just let me go. Let me tightrope walk this. What do you want from me? Oh my goodness. American logic, right? All I know is that they designed so much area just for me to be blowing through it so quickly.
Fast as fuck, and I don't fucking know.
I mean, I cannot wait for this chase to be over. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Alright, you
Same.
pointed me this way, which must mean that he went this way. There he is! Roar! Oh, what are you doing? I don't know what he's doing. Well, that looks dangerous.
Why does that exist?
I don't know, but it's rusty as fuck and I don't think it looks safe at all. Okay, so I can't open this door. Was it actually something to do with over there? Do I actually have to run past the spinning blade of death somewhere? Oh, I do! Cool. Hello?
I think you need to shove the thing in to stop the blades.
I do! I don't know why I couldn't just run, though, but okay. Okay, so the music has stopped again.
Is it restarting?
It is.
Oh my god.
They couldn't just get me one that made sense to... Oh my god, this is the clunkiest ride. I'm not going down it smoothly at all. Oh my god! Just give me
I
the...
can hear them making sounds downstairs.
Why is there... Are you three boys with guns just not gonna give a shit about that suspicious man? What the actual fuck?
Stop right there, you two. Not a move.
But the thief, he is going to...
Thief? What thief? All I see are two foreigners tearing up my wharf, making a lot of noise. I expect you have some sort of papers proving who you are and what business you have in my parish. I assume you have proof you're here legally.
Pardon?
Of course we have papers in our bag. But that villain, he... Well, upon my word, you allowed him to make off with our bag.
What are you insinuating, sir? Are you trying to offend me?
Gentlemen, look here. Calm down, Watson.
But can't you see that...
Watson? See, you are Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson.
Please, spare us the pretense. You know very well who we are.
And a clever fella in the bargain. Listen to me and listen up good, Mr. Holmes and Dr. Watson.
Listen good, there's a lady all the way over there.
You will leave tomorrow morning for Europe on the same ship that brought you here. No need to offload your bags. Just turn around and get back on board. Nothing good will come your way if you ignore my advice. Oh, and one more thing. Without proper papers, you're nothing more than outlaws here in New Orleans. And outlaws end up as gator bait in my parish.
With open arms, was it, Watson?
Holmes, enough.
It seems they were warned of our arrival and waiting for us. Let's find the wealthy side of the city and the house of this Anderson. Come, Watson, time is not our friend. Watson, let's pay a visit to this Anderson.
Yeah, I got that. Am I using my map? I am using my map. The French district. Okay.
I don't know what is up with these pups.
They just want to be annoying.
Yeah, they're just being annoying. Thought maybe that they were thirsty, so I went and opened the bathroom door so they had access to their water because I had it closed. Because Mimi likes to chew on our fern. So.
That's true.
What do you make of this?
It'd be nice if Watson could, like, say something useful, or if he has absolutely nothing useful to say, you just couldn't talk to him. Because I don't need to hear him say, "What do you make of this, Holmes?" every time.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I can't go through there. Can I go
Game gives
through
me
that one?
Vertigo, and I hate it.
You know, this game is not, the best.
No.
Lady? Very strange lady, with your feet clipping through the floor. My lord. These houses are massive, though.
Watson, it seems we have arrived at the place. Look there, on the iron door.
The buffalo? Why does the buffalo make you think that we've arrived at his house? Also, I thought that back in these days there would be a lot more one-story houses rather than two.
Not in Louisiana.
Because when I think of, like, downtown, there's just so many one-story buildings rather than two. So
Well, that's because downtown in Colorado, they are actually like two-story houses. They just,
What?
and they were all made in like the early 1900s because Colorado Springs didn't, started building up until the 1900s.
Also, I was gonna say, look at how this bar is see-through. I can see the fence through the bar.
Wow.
So that's interesting. Can I do something with this, though? Oh, there's a bell. Yes. This is your doorbell. I'm sure they heard
Looks
that.
like no one is here, Holmes.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody in the entire house could hear this
Pity,
tiny bell.
Watson. This is our only lead.
Alright, weird lady. What do you want? Oh my god, as she slowly walks over here.
Good morning, miss.
Goodness
Please don't be
gravy.
alarmed. We won't harm you, my dear. What is your name?
Eula, sir.
Lovely. When we arrived here, you were looking through this gate. This is the residence of Mr. Arnson, isn't it? Do you know him?
Yes, sir.
Do you know if he is at home?
Don't rightly know, sir.
Watson,
Come now, don't distress yourself like this. Why all these tears?
Because of my little brother, Davy. He serves with Mr. Arneson, and been more than 5 days since I heard from him.
perhaps he went on a trip with Mr. Arnson.
No, sir. Tain't likely. I serves at the Gallagher's just the other side of the road. If they had left, I would have seen them. Something bad has happened. I can feel it.
But if you were so near, surely your brother would have cried out for help if there had been any real danger.
No, sir. Davy, he ain't like you and me. He's right smart in some ways. But Davy can't talk. Not a word. Besides, most evenings, we visits and sees each other across the stable door. It been more than 5 days since he been there. Oh, sir. I be mighty scared. Something has happened to him. I just knows it.
Miss, take us to this stable. Watson, I think this place is indeed isolated, and therefore quite vulnerable.
There it be. I'm gonna go wait on the road. That way, if my mistress calls for me, I can hear.
It is hardly secure, Watson.
No.
Regard the lock. It has a primitive wooden latch, which is also quite flimsy.
Really?
Bravo, Holmes.
This entire... That is a sick horse.
I was gonna say a dead horse, but it is breathing, so yeah, sick horse.
Yeah, that's why my brain quickly changed it to sick when I saw movement.
I hadn't noticed the movement yet. All I know is that them hind legs look
Holmes,
funky.
this horse is dying of thirst.
Of thirst?
Poor animal.
He has had no water for these past 5 days, Watson.
Unbearable.
Dang.
I mean, I guess if the the boy who was supposed to be taking care of him has gone missing. And that would make
This
sense.
should prove useful.
Okay. Unsure as to why you think that'll prove useful, but okay.
Are we gonna give water to the horse?
I don't have
I
an
hope
option
this gate is
at
not
the moment.
blocked, because it appears quite formidable. Open!
Bailey. I hope that this door is not locked, because it seems quite formidable. Open!
Oh,
That was the inflection he used there. I
I'm gonna
didn't
get a
mean to.
bucket and give water to the fucking horse.
That would be good.
I'm gonna be pissed if we can't.
Now it can't be used for anything.
Now it can't be used for anything. Hey, look. More sticks with circles. Slightly more
Yeah.
decorated circles than last time, though.
Yeah.
The foliage looks nice.
Observe, Watson, these beautiful, well-tended flowers. Someone must care for them.
I mean, I would assume that they would care for them. Alright, I'm gonna go right in the front door. What is happening with this fish?
Closed, tight.
It sure is closed tight. Why is there like a burn mark on this corner? That's weird.
Is that supposed to be a shadow, maybe? Is that a raccoon?
It is a raccoon. I don't know why there's a trash panda here, but...
Why is there a trash panda?
Look, Holmes, a raccoon. Come here, you little rascal.
Watson
They
over
won't
here
allow us too
talking
close,
as if it's a
Watson,
dog.
though the little imps are rather inquisitive by nature.
Oh, goodness. Gravy boats. Okay, so I can apparently click on something over here. Oh, it's blood. Nice. Blood. Oh, I don't care about the blood, though. I care about the footprints. Thank you for making more footprints. Now I can click on Watson's penis. Cool. I love that.
Footsteps. Let's see.
Oh,
On Watson's
goodness. Yeah, I don't care about the blood. I just care about the
Blood.
footsteps.
However, given the small amount, the wound should be superficial. Wait, this is interesting. There's a trace of mud here.
Bailey.
Dogs finally laid down and they're not looking out the window.
Bailey.
There appears to be mud. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens when, like, something wet hits a dirt, you know? Kind of turns into mud. Also, he, like, looks at all of this blood, and he's just like, huh, there's not too much, though. It must be a superficial wound. I'm like, there's literally blood for so long. This big old path. What do you mean?
Some footsteps or marks.
And you're
Not
telling
clear enough to
me,
make out.
no,
Let's see if
that
there
it's
are
a
others.
superficial wound? Are you kidding me?
I mean, maybe it's not super deep, otherwise it'd be like a consistent trail of blood, but it's definitely not like some easy peasy tiny wound.
Blood.
Yeah.
However, blood. However, give
Yeah, there's mud. I got that.
some footsteps or marks.
I mean, you say, are there other ones? Okay, I guess I'll go find other ones, since, I mean, there's literally a blood trail going over to all those insects. But I'm gonna look over here first.
Water.
Can I get some water for the horse? Hey, look, more.
Footsteps. Let's see.
There's footsteps. Give me.
Watson, regard the traces in the soil. A body was dragged here recently. Undoubtedly, it was a man of great size.
Okay, so they
More
dragged
traces of
him.
Mud. A person wearing shoes thick with fresh mud entered the garden by this gate. They entered the house and then returned, dragging a body back along the way. This erased some signs of their former movements, but not entirely. Fortunately, I have a particular talent for tracing footsteps. A neglected art indeed.
Oh, Bailey.
Yes.
He was just like, oh, apparently I can't go to the dialogue in specific since it's just auto-open to that. But he was just like, the way that they do their pauses, like put random commas in places, he was just like, Watson, a person came through here wearing shoes, caked with mud. And I'm like, well, yeah, of course he was wearing shoes, you dumbass. And then 3 seconds later he finally said, with mud. Oh look, the back door's unlocked though, so that's fun.
What a wretched smell, Holmes. Holmes.
Oh god, did somebody
Quite
die?
wretched, Watson.
Well,
It is the foul stench of death.
it is this foul stench of somebody who died. Cool, cool, cool. Well, I can tell by the drag marks, the footprints, and the blood that they went from that way over there. But there's also footsteps over there. So I'm gonna look at that in a second. I want to open this door first. Okay, well, there's more blood on the floor. There's a broken... I don't know, it looks like milk on the floor. I thought there would be glass, but it looks like milk. There's a big old pan.
Watson, hold the basin. I think you know what to do with it.
Nice. Okay. I'll go and do that in a second. Oh, where am I? Okay, I guess I'm just Watson. I'll just go do that first. I'll be right back. Don't worry. Watson loves to make things clean, and he also loves to make sure that horses
No, I can't do.
get water.
Perfect.
Good. I'm glad to know that we're actually going to give water to the horse.
You know, I feel like Holmes doesn't really care. That's why he made Watson do it, but...
Bro, I just opened up my Animal Crossing just because it's something, I don't really have to pay
Easy now,
attention
fellow.
to.
Drink up.
Apparently one of my empty lots sold,
Oh,
and
there's
it's
a
too...
hammer here. All of a sudden.
What could this be
Why was there a
doing?
hammer under the horse?
I mean, I
Oh.
saw it... When I gave him the water, I saw it appear there, so it wasn't technically there the whole time.
Apparently my house sold to a character named Mac. I looked him up on the villager list. He's an ugly ass bulldog that
Okay.
focuses on sports. So
Okay.
I'm very unhappy right now.
Happens.
I'm just gonna have to ignore the new resident.
Here
Also-
you are, Watson.
I didn't even notice the white before. I don't know what the white is. Maybe like wet flour that's been shoved into the carpet. I mean, technically that might not be blood. It could just be like raspberry jam that Watson keeps stepping on. Because he really wants me to look at his penis, apparently. Look, meat.
Ah, it's a ham. What a
Wow.
delectable aroma. If only I were hungry.
Bailey. That moment when I click on this ham, and me thinking that there's all these flies around, this ham must not be good. He says, "Ah, what a delectable aroma. If only I was hungry." I'm like, why would you want to eat something that's literally covered in flies?
Yeah.
That sounds disgusting!
Disgusting!
Why is there just a pile of, like, shrimps and a dead rat?
That's concerning.
What the fuck? I mean, the dead rat makes sense, you know, you put mouse traps and all that, but, like, what is that? Also, I feel like the rats were munching on some of the potatoes. The potatoes.
Potato.
Alright, so they definitely got killed and dragged from in there. Not entirely sure what,
Closed. Tight.
Yeah, you say closed, but you're inside. You can unlock the door. Fucking dumbass.
The body was dragged from behind this door.
It sure was, Watson. Thank you. Watson? I meant Sherlock. No shit, Sherlock. You know, one of those sorts of things. Hey, look, there was a struggle. the couch is turned over. Well, there's a nice window. Oh, well, they clearly dragged somebody, but they didn't drag him very far. It's alright, Bailey. It's just a superficial wound.
Yep.
Yeah, don't worry. It's just superficial.
Watson, what do you make of this?
A dead man?
What a horrific sight. It has lain here for at least a week.
On the contrary, Watson, once again you see, but fail to observe. The warmth of the local climate and the exceptional humidity undoubtedly sped up the rate of decomposition. Based upon my calculations, the body has been here for 5 days.
Sherlock is such an ass. I don't think you were reading any of that.
Trying to.
He was just like, "So, Watson, what do you make of this?" And Watson, being a little bit of a dick, was like, "Well, I'd say it has been here for about a week." And then Sherlock's like, "Oh, tisk tisk, you dumbass. He's actually only been here for 5 days. You didn't think of the climate." And I'm like, well, it makes sense. It's very warm here where it's always raining in London, so. But also, it's a human body, you fucking dick.
Yeah. Where'd your bedside manner go, Watson?
He's like, I don't need bedside manner. He's already dead. Or should I say, it.
Cool.
Let's examine the hands. They are calloused, with traces of dirt under the nails. This
Sure
would be
is.
the gardener, no doubt.
That happens, and he also dropped something on his finger because it's fucked up. Can I do anything else here, exactly?
Let's examine the hands.
Cool. I guess not. Love that for me. Oh my god. Typical America, right? Have a nice big tapestry of someone killing a bear.
This must be Arnson. He appears fond of cigars.
Oh, look, a bear trap. Careful not to step in that, Arnson. He just walked on this body. It's okay.
I'm very
Papers
confused.
were
I've been
burned, and
ignoring
great
one
care was
character
taken to
apparently
destroy
for 11
everything
months,
of
and
any
she's still
value
yet
to our
to think
case.
of
We
leaving.
will find nothing further in
You
this
know.
place.
But apparently, I have been talking to other people as early back as 5 months ago. So, why the fuck hasn't this one resident decided to leave?
I don't know.
Interesting. The person who sat here was fond of cigars.
That does happen. I'll go look over there, I guess, in a second.
Interesting. The person...
No, give to me the chair!
They killed the man who was sitting there, and the trail of blood begins here. So this would be the body they dragged through the gate.
Interesting. So, what I've gathered, I have not finished inspecting this room, but somebody came in here, man of the house, Arson, was sitting in this chair, smoking his cigar, as he does, and, what's his nuts, I forget what his name is, was just standing over there being a good servant boy, like he does, and guy comes charging in, I assume, shoots this guy, because how else would he have, you know, gone dragged over there, and then they didn't give a shit about this guy, so they just shot him a couple times. Also, that's a very small pool of blood for someone who's been here for 5 days, I must say.
I have to agree there.
I feel like it should be taking up a much larger amount of space. There's a lot of blood in a human. Don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why they came after him. Probably because he's a bear-killing, cigar-smoking dickbag, but... looks like there's blood on the chair.
They killed them.
Okay, I already looked at that.
Blood!
Blood on the candlestick! Maybe they beat him over the head with a candlestick and knocked him out or some shit. I mean, there seems to have been a bit of a tussle over here with all of the, broken bits. I'm not entirely sure. Hey, look! Alcohol! Oh, sneeze! Gravy boats. Give to me.
Maybe this will satisfy the old
Mm.
man of the same name.
I found some champagne. I'm gonna go give dead man's champagne over to this guy. And before I go and just skip part of the hall, I would like to start from the beginning. Because I want to. Alright. So, there's a door over here. Where did you just come from, sir? That was weird. What's in here? Oh, well, there's a... I was gonna say, so I think this is the boys' room, but it threw me off when I realized that the bed could swivel. It's a swivel bed, apparently. Very interesting, calendar thing. Hey, look!
I know that code!
I was gonna
I
say...
know how to read that!
I was gonna say, going off of this part here, the fact that there's the alphabet and then random symbols, make me feel like I'm gonna have to decipher something in a bit. And I'm excited, because it's been a minute since I've done a puzzle.
That's good.
It's Wahoo?
It's called Pigpen.
Ah.
It's one of my favorite coding things.
Let's see, so I got 3
Oh,
things to look
and-
at, 4 things to look at. I think it's just those 4 things. I will look at this one first.
Anson, with his servant, no doubt.
This... I thought that the boy in the other room was the servant, but this... I mean, maybe he has multiple, but this guy looks much older than the guy that's dead in the other room, I must say.
These clothes belong to a servant, and judging from their size, he's a small man.
That makes sense. Alright, now let's look at...
Curious, there's some mud that appears to have come from underneath the bed.
Curious indeed. Look at that swivel bed.
Yes,
They're
there
very
is something
swivel.
here.
There is in fact something
Yes,
here.
there is something here.
Okay, you want to do something about it? Yeah. But... Open it! Oh, cool. I found a
A
ruba.
stone of small size, but of splendid colour. It seems to have no flaws, and I doubt that it originated in the American continent.
Ugh. Well then. Also, there's a very nice, wallpaper on the floor under the board. So there's that. Alright, so that was that room. I suppose there's still an upstairs. Oh cool, I'm actually allowed to go upstairs. Oh cool, there's only 2 rooms. That makes things much easier. Ooh, look at this big old thingy on the floor. It's a big old bed doily. Oh yeah, I forgot this was a reading simulator, Bailey.
Yep, that's why I have my game as backup.
Dear Mr. Arson, it was a rare pleasure to encounter your extraordinary altruistic attitude towards your employee, young Davy. Ah yes, Davy Jones' locker room, that's right. Few would have made the effort to discover the truth of his affliction, and most would have discharged this boy from their services without hesitation. It is fortunate that Dr. Callagher, who has expertise in these matters, is also your neighbor. Without his intervention, it is doubtful we would have been introduced, and then you would not have had any answers about this young man that you have been seeking. First, I will tell you that Davy's problems are psychological rather than physical, as you have already noticed. He hears and understands perfectly well. A medical examination also revealed that his vocal organs are unimpaired. The final diagnosis is that the psychological trauma or mental blockage is what prevents him from speaking. As your anecdote concerning the coins and discovery of the incredible talent that this young man seems to have for figures, it reminds me of a similar child prodigy cases. I have requested their files from my colleagues and hope to learn more. All I can say now is that your employee has a phenomenal memory for figures, and that an adapted teaching program could enable him to exploit this talent further and benefit his community. Best regards, P.R. Lelonkunk. The Gonkagonkunk. Alright. And what's that? We got a Carolina folk plays. Yes. It was hard for me to read that upside down and backwards. Let's see what else is in here.
Funny thing is,
Many
I can
things.
read it just fine.
You know, I mean, sometimes I can read it fine. That one was just, I think it might have also just been because of the fact that it's at, like, 8-point font. So.
Yeah.
Oh boy, fauna and flora of Louisiana. We got a mosquito. Okay, I guess there's only 1 page, so I guess I'll read it. Because the alligators are the most fearsome predators according to visitors, all agree that mosquitoes are the worst enemy known of man in Louisiana. No one knows how many different varieties of mosquitoes haunt the surrounding swamps and lowlands, but the most common are habitophagus. Attracted to a mammal's body warmth and the smell of blood from wounds or sweat, they can quickly swarm in clouds of several thousand and attack their target with the same effectiveness as a school of piranhas. Look, fauna and flora of the Amazon. Every year they cause numerous deaths among cattle. Fortunately, deaths among people are rare. The natives shared with us some of their local recipes to avoid this plague. The most efficient are common methods that consist of applying some lemon juice. The aroma repels these menacing insects. The simple presence of a lemon tree in the front of a window in front of a window is enough to dissuade them from entering that place. A more audacious solution consists of carrying several toads on your person in a conspicuous manner. These amphibians are very effective.
Vanilla candles.
Oh boy, we got raccoon, and a snock. Though the behavior of the raccoon in Louisiana is very similar to his brothers from the forests of the East Coast, there are a few differences. There are many unique predators of the raccoon in the wilds of Louisiana, notably certain kinds of aquatic snakes. Because of this, raccoons in this region take their meals in a nest usually placed on the branches of a tree or at any height, which is easily approached by a raccoon. Well known for its agility, but also out of easy reach of their enemies, the carrion, I thought carrion sounds more like a bird for some reason. Carrion is the main part of their diet. Particularly if speaking of a female with small kits. Her need for additional protein to sustain her milk production makes carrion a particularly good source of food. Okay.
Ah, a book on the fauna and flora of Louisiana.
Could you imagine Watson and Sherlock just come in here and he just like pulls up a chair and starts reading a book off his bookshelf?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, wait a second, Watson, I've heard this is a great book. Oh my god. There's like 4 or 5 pages here.
Simulator time.
Reading simulator. Or much more, of course, if it is an African swallow. But our most disturbing tale about the wild creatures in the marshes and the swamps come from Louisiana, near the city of New Orleans. Frightening events have plagued the region in recent history at the time this book was put to press. Rumors about mysterious disappearances, discoveries of mutilated bodies, and fearsome beasts of the swamps continue to haunt the poorer quarters of the dockyards of the city. Our story begins 15 years ago, when a noted citizen of New Orleans contacted a world-renowned hunter known as Ward. This gentleman, who wishes to remain anonymous, retained Ward to track and kill a beast that was terrorizing his workers. These freedmen worked in his fishery and lived in infamous wooden shacks built along the outer banks of the swamp. Over the last year or more, there were mounting numbers of unexplained disappearances and deaths, which explained the alarming regularity and particularity of the high tide. His men reported finding the mutilated and half-eaten bodies of men floating from their swamp. And even more so alarming, young women had also been mysteriously disappearing. At first, he appealed to the local authorities, but was met with indifference. They blamed these incidents on their own hired men, who lived beside the swamp. The local constabularies reasoned that these people originated in Africa, were sacrificial rites involving young virgins which were common. As for the fate of the men found dead, they argued that this was most certainly the work of alligators, which filled the swamps. Our good citizen thought this highly unlikely. As the area was teeming with game, he knew that from personal experience that the alligators would rarely attack humans when fish and natural food were readily available. He also rejected the notion that the sacrificial rites were involved. Had that been the case, his men would not have asked for his help and could have handled the matter themselves. Ward has told his workers that usually disappeared while dredging for crayfish. As far as was known, 12 girls had disappeared recently, and no less had Then 7 young men had been found dead. The workers now refused to enter the swamp, even to withdraw their gear. Adding to the tension were rumors of a grotesque and scaly silhouette seen by a fisherman in the distant fog. Ward was offered a large sum to hunt down the presumed beast and return with it due to his men's hired workers, so that they could return to the fishing for crayfish and forget about their complaints. Ward accepted the commission, cleaned his weapon, and hired a local guide who knew the swamp. They left the boat for the very same day. For the next 2 weeks, they searched the swamp, leaving early in the morning and coming back late at night. One evening, Ward came back anxious and excited. They said they discovered a trail deep in the picture of dead man with octopus swamp. He and his guide heard something that initially sounded like singing, but in the dreadful, guttural, and discordant voices. Ward explained that it might have been a mating call of a bull, alligator, or some other large reptile. He promised to go there first thing in the morning and return with his head. They left at dawn, and later gunshots were heard in the depths of the swamp. The evening came and went with no sign of Ward or his guide, nor were they ever seen the next day or in the weeks afterwards. However, the strange disappearances and deaths ended. People speculated that Ward and his guide and the beast had killed each other with a ferocious battle. Then, some months later, an extraordinary thing happened. A fisherman discovered that what appeared to be a white man caught in quicksand. The man, upon discovery, shouted with panic and attempted to escape. The fisherman was forced to stun him with an oar in order to bring him back in. The man had moss, seaweed, and muck, all teeming with vermin, covering his gaunt frame. His features were buried under a thick beard and a tangle of hair. Despite his appearance, which was barely human, some people claimed they recognized Ward's eagle eyes. He was also naked. I like that they say that so far into his description. His teeth were strangely sharpened, and his eyes were feverish and barely able to focus. Worst of all were the terrible, strange scars that covered his entire body. Their symmetry resembled the work of some deranged artist or madman. Though many thought the opposite, the authorities decided that Ward had inflicted these marks upon himself and locked him inside a cell, saying that he must surely be insane. After the doctors examined him, he was officially judged to be mad and sent to the mental hospital at Baton Rouge. There, he remained locked up until the end of his short life. He spent the last few months of his life there, eating only raw fish and screaming to all who could hear that they had saved him. He cried out that he was one with them, and he spoke to him in a dream, and his awakening, that's the title of the game, was soon coming. Another historical tale, even with more disturbing, comes to us from the British Moors, where a white rabbit, and that's it.
This book has been read often. Tales of Fantastic Hunts by D. Niles.
Sorry, saying D. Niles just sounds like the person is in denial. Also, I thought that I had a chat pop up while I was reading that, but it was actually just apparently refreshing and said, "Welcome to chat." Cool, thanks. Want to look at this poorly pixelated map? Alright, so I see that there's a box over there, Watson's eyebrow, his mustache, and a paper behind his cheek. Okay. Let's go with the box. What's this?
This metal tube is approximately 40 centimeters in length and 18 in diameter. It bears a small tag which reads, "This one without defect. My sincere apologies, E. Otis."
What the devil are you doing, Holmes?
I don't know what I'm doing. Okay? Just let me be. Oh boy. In order to wind up the unique watch, you need to find the figures corresponding to the clock. According to the same logic, 2 digits are already marked out to help you figure out what method to use. Good luck. Solutions on the last page. Alright, so we got 2, 7, 3 goes to 9, 4 goes to 10. Well, it went up 2 and then 1. Oh, there's also a 2 over here, though. Why does this one say 2 if that one's 2? I think you're lying to me. I don't know. I'll figure that out in a bit.
Days ago. Someone has torn the last page. Well, it seems Arnson tried his hand at a small riddle in this newspaper. How strange. He does not seem the type to take interest in mathematical conundrums.
Well, I already figured it had math, but... Door! Yay! Big porch! Hey, look! Lemons! They wanted to keep the mosquitoes at bay.
This should prove useful.
Oh. I just took the entire plant.
I guess we won't have mosquitoes around us then.
Well, I have 40 centimeters of a metal tube, an entire lemon tree, a hammer, a broken statue, a ruby, champagne, and a box of nails, all fitting inside of my pocket. But last episode, we couldn't hold more than 1 pipe.
Yeah, we could carry an entire ladder, too.
You know, I'm just saying.
Like, what fucking logic is that?
Tree. Door.
Closed.
Oh.
Tight.
Wow. Alright, well, I mean, I guess I don't have to deal with another room now, so I mean, I guess there's that. Alright, so, they went in this room some, as we already knew. Do I need to actually look at this? I guess so. Rock! I think that this little piece of, pebble here kind of looks like it comes from what is it called? A headstone at the burial site of the cemetery. I don't know. There's randomly 2 fingers.
Someone placed their hand near this footstep. Judging by the size of the fingers, it seems to be a
Seems
youth.
sus.
Why would they lean down here? Of course, to pick something up.
Now my question is, why does this handprint only have 2 fingers? I mean, there's kind of a pinky there, maybe, if that's like a pinky 1, 2, but then where's the rest of his fingers? He still only has 3. Do I need to look at anything else? Very, very muddy shoes? No? Okay. Can I look at these ones?
Footsteps indicate a person of small stature, and the fact that they are so closely set suggests they may
Blood?
with great stealth.
What about blood?
There's blood.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, there's always been blood. It's a trail.
It's just more red than, previously.
That's because this one's a bigger... This is more like where the injury was inflicted, almost.
Probably.
Or it was, he leaned down to grab the thing off the floor and that, made him use muscles and shit.
And blood.
More blood!
This blood on the ground came
from a deep wound! I love that he can tell the difference of sizes just from that.
Budge the handle. They must have lodged something behind it to hold fast the door. Shh, Watson, listen. Whoever you are, open up. We mean you no harm. Open the door for God's sake. It's a matter of life or death.
This is useless, Holmes.
Watson, your sensibility is appreciated. We shall come back later.
Holmes!
Pardon?
Here!
Well, I mean, I did stop and stare at the big tree. Okay, was that just... I guess that meant I finished looking at everything, so...
Very interesting.
Maybe.
What do you want from me, though?
I have no idea.
There, I made a pattern.
This isn't right. Perhaps if I begin again.
Obviously it's not right. How am I supposed to know that right off the bat? Alright, no, let me go back downstairs, because I feel like there may or may not have still been something I needed to look at. But there might not have been, seeing as they did that.
I'm using Animal Crossing so I don't get vertigo from you. So I'm still paying attention, I'm still listening to everything. I can't really look at the screen.
Whoever you are, open up. We mean you no harm.
This is useless, Holmes.
Watson, your sense of...
Okay, just randomly accidentally dig and all of a sudden I get a clam. What the fuck?
How am I supposed to know what the, this code is? No, that's a locked door.
Let me
Hmm.
look over here.
Do I need to somehow do...
I'm sorry,
this
what?
thing? Is that something to do with this, maybe? Probably not.
Yeah, it has to do with that.
But this looks more like a clock face, so how am I supposed to know?
I don't even know.
Let's see, so we got 2, which is out of 3. So I think the red was just the arson being stupid and just putting a 2 here because he's trying to figure it out. And I don't know why he put a 2 there.
No, the 2 and the 4 are correct. It's showing you the pattern that you need to work with.
I mean, I thought there would be like a 1 of every number, not multiple of the same.
No, would you like me to explain, like, the math problem that this is doing?
Not necessarily. So are there actually 2 2s here then? The black 2 and...
There's several 2s on here.
Oh, okay.
There's several 2s. There's 6 2s.
Wow, that's a lot more 2s than I was expecting. Oh my gravy. Yeah. I can hear myself so well right now.
I will turn down the volume.
That's a good idea.
I had it up because my fucking appointment, the dude was like, and this, and this, and this, and this. I will whisper. And you can hear me. I'm like, no, I can't fucking hear you. Please speak up.
Hello.
Okay, so, yeah, it's...
so there's
honestly,
6
I don't know how
2s.
you're supposed to get this from just looking at it.
Alright. Assuming that I don't hear myself every time I talk. No, I can still hear me. Can you put some headphones on?
Hold on. Hopefully these headphones have some battery still in them.
I mean, it was doing fine earlier. I don't know what the difference...
No, I don't know what changed. I haven't moved my microphone. I haven't changed the volume.
I don't know.
I don't know. Could be in my headphones now, so you shouldn't be able to hear yourself.
Let's see. Yeah, I sound good now. Okay. So you said there's 6 2s. There's at least 1 3 and 1 4. How many else is there? So there's 6 2s. And what else is there?
6 2, 2 3s, 3 4s, a 1, and a 6.
I should have brought my notepad upstairs. I need I'll just write on the back of, not this paper. This paper. Okay. Where did my pencil go? Fine. I have an entire container of pencils right here. Okay. So there are 6 2s. Let me try not to lean off screen for you. 6 2s. You said there's 2 3s.
Mm-hmm.
And then how many
4s, a 1, and a 6.
You said there's 1 4?
No. There are 3 4s.
3 4s, a 1, and a 6?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You sure you don't want to just know the pattern so I don't just give you all the numbers?
Well, I just was curious to begin with that.
I can literally just do it in one word, in all honesty.
I mean, how big of a hint is that? Is it like giving me the answer type of hint, or is it just like a
It's giving you the directions to get the answer.
Okay.
Would you like to know?
What's your word?
Divisibility.
I mean, I had a slight thing. I mean, my brain earlier was just thinking that with the 9 and the 3, they both, do shit together. But I don't really know how the 3 and the 2 would go together.
No. It is divisibility. It's how many different numbers.
What do you mean?
It's divisible by.
Oh, so like how 9 is, how you can divide 9 by 3, then?
Mm-hmm.
And then 1 and 9, I guess.
1 9, yep, that's 3. That's why there's a 3 there.
And then
And for 3,
what's
it's
let's see,
1 and 3.
Oh, I guess 1. So I guess 1 would be 1, right?
Yes.
Because you can't really do a whole lot else with that. Here, let me
No, you can't.
write this down so that I can actually see what's happening.
Yeah, I have no clue how you're supposed to get that from that.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. There we go. So I know there's a 2 over here with the 3, and then a 3 over there with the 9. Make my 8 look a little bit better. Okay, so the 4 would have 4, 1, and 2. Yeah, okay.
That's 3.
5 would just be a 2.
Mm-hmm.
6 would be a 1, 6, 2, 3. So that's a 4.
Yep.
7's just a 7 and a 1, right?
Yep.
10 would be a 1, 10, 5, 2, right? 4 then?
Yep. Also, you skipped over 8.
I sure did. So we got 1, 8, 2, 4. So 4. And then 11 would be a 2. And
Yep.
then 12 would be a 1, 2, 6, 4, 3. So this is the 6th one, because it's got a bajillion. And so then the question is, how exactly does this relate to the other puzzle exactly?
There are 12 entry boxes on the safe.
Very interesting.
But then which?
Just go.
So
like
I use
you're
the
reading.
outer line. So like
Just
the.
go. You're reading.
So it'd be 1. Whoop. Excuse me. 1. I think I skipped 2 on my drawing here. 2.
Making you go down, or is that just how you're scrolling?
I'm trying to figure out what the difference is. I think that there's ever so slightly a difference in the side that I'm clicking.
Okay.
1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 2, 6.
Nothing can stop an inventive
oh
and
boy.
logical mind.
A gun and a key.
Bah, it's only an air pistol.
An
I would be
air pistol?
hard-pressed to shoot a nestling from a branch with this weapon.
I guess
Besides,
air
it's
pistol.
not even loaded.
What does that have to... Why would you hide an air pistol? What is that going to do for you? Especially going off of what Sherlock just said, it's literally not going to do you any good. So what was the point?
No idea.
Confusion. Alright, so now I have a key, so I don't know if that goes to... I assume not this one, because I think this one was wedged.
Wherever you are, open up.
Yeah.
This is useless.
This
That's
is
an offensive-
useless, Holmes. Oh wait, I think the one up here was locked, question mark? Yes, it was. Bear!
Bear! You know, that would have been so much better if, there wasn't that slight Discord delay, because I said it
What's
perfectly
that
in time
shouting?
with you.
Something is happening.
This must have come from the stables, Holmes.
That was a really long scream. Also, I know there's dramatic music right now, but I'm gonna look around this room. She can wait. If me trying to chase after that guy could take 5 minutes in between, it's fine.
This
What
must
is
have
this?
come from the stables, Holmes.
What must have? This very strange pattern on the floor that's not actually in the right spot?
This must
That doesn't make any sense. Warthog! It's a Pumbaa!
Boom! Lizard!
There's a lot of things.
This must have come from
And I can't look at it.
This must have come from the
Discord's just
stables,
making it
Holmes.
so
What do you...
choppy.
What, am I not allowed to look at any of this stuff? You're just gonna keep telling me that it came from the stables?
This
Oh
must
my god, fine, I'll go to the stables, you bitch!
So rude.
Open door. Life is an open door. Life could be so much more.
Nice rhyming.
They've bolted the door.
They've
There's no time for
bolted
anything
the
else.
door.
We must force it open. Quickly, Watson.
The
We must find
log!
something to serve as a
I was
battering ram.
I was just wondering if you were gonna do anything about that log there. Walk.
Watson, this can serve as a ram to take down the door.
Okay.
Ram the door! You can carry an entire fucking log. But you can't carry 4 pipes.
Madam?
Somebody tried to lynch her.
Don't mind Watson just gonna shove his face all up in you.
Yeah.
Watson, tend to her.
Holmes, hold on. There is a message pinned to this unhappy woman.
Yeah, the unhappy woman. Yeah, I'm sure she's super happy. Do you think that in this city of the life of one English detective is worth much more than that of a black maidservant? Final warning, Mr. Holmes.
Holmes, she is still in shock. I must stay with her.
Alright, bye. Also, that horse is doing much better.
It is.
Also, I know I went the long way around beforehand, but it's just because I'd never gone this way. So,
Yeah. That's fine.
It's not like it was really that much of an actual time-pressing matter. Could you
As
imagine?
long as I don't throw up, that's fine.
Could you imagine if it actually was a time-pressing matter and I get there and she's just dead? Alright, now let me look at this weird square.
Yes, there is something here.
There sure is.
Yes, there is something here.
Cool, thank you. Can you let me do something with that? Nail.
Yes, there is something here.
That one.
Yes, there is something
Cool,
here.
thanks. What is this?
Strange drawing.
Oh!
It says, only the best gunmen
Only
earn
the best
finest
gunmen
arms."
earn the finest arms.
Okay.
It says, only the best gunmen earn...
I got that. Thank you. I was looking to see if there's anything different. Also, there's just so much taxidermy in here.
Oh yeah.
My best trophy was a goat missing a horn.
What is inscribed here? My best trophy. A strange hunter, this Arnson.
Probably because we need to find the horn.
Your goat eye isn't quite the way a goat eye should be.
Close, but not quite.
They tried.
They did.
This square looks strange.
A lovely
I found
Hey,
it.
the horn!
It's the highlight of this exhibition, but I dare say it shall prove useful.
No, pop on my back.
Bear! That is a very green little bar that your feather is stuck in.
Arnson should be in these pictures.
Okay, cool. I don't care if he should be in these pictures. Bruh. Oh boy. If I really needed to, I can go that way now. Alright, so something tells me I put the horn on this thing and that's gonna pop up out of the floor. Wherever my horn
I
is.
need to use the restroom real quick, so I shall
Okay.
be right back.
I'm going to pet this
Take
goat.
my switch.
I've got his eye in my crosshairs.
How wonderful.
Oh. Oh, that's not what I expected. Okay.
This Arnson has a good sense of humor. He and this girl should be very close. Perhaps she has some information.
Okay.
This Arnson has a good sense of humor.
Yeah. Okay, but what about the thingy on the floor? Pardon? Can I do...
Ingenious.
Oh.
Standing on the stone activates some mechanism.
If only my himbo was here. Well, I don't see it doing anything.
It says,
No, I can't click on it. Okay, can I put this plant? I can put this plant. I mean, it doesn't sound like it did the thing, but I also don't know what thing it's supposed to be doing exactly. Can I Knifka this?
It
No.
says
Useful! Alright, let's see. So I can do some stuff. But I don't exactly. Alright, so we got a key. Hammer and nails. Statue. Ruby. Champagne. Okay, and what is this gonna do exactly?
this Arnson has a good sense of.
Okay. Well, was there something else there? No. Okay. Something else. Is there something else? Maybe in a different room somehow? Oh, can I actually do something with this painting? It didn't really show that I could before.
Surely there is something behind this fresco.
Oh,
This
can you?
hole must be part of some mechanism.
Okay. So, what about it?
Surely there is something behind.
Okay. Can I put a nail through
Surely
his eye?
there is something behind this fresco.
This
No.
fresco. I already put a potted plant on it, though. Because it...
Okay.
Nice
That's so weird.
lemons! I like that that's his comment. Nice lemons. Ooh. Because when apparently this was a pressure plate, and if you stand on it, it made a noise.
Mm.
And so I was trying to figure out what it did, and apparently I was able to finally interact with this painting, because I probably just didn't see the hand blending in with his face.
Yeah.
Let's see, where is that? Is there something behind that? No? Where is that?
No, is there?
It's just a hidden room, I guess. Is there something that has changed over here? I assume not. There's still just... Oh, wait! I could use the air
It's
pistol!
only an air.
Give me the air pistol! I want to shoot his eye! Alright. Am confusion, Bailey.
Okay, hold on. I'm just grabbing a Mountain Dew.
Okay. I'll hug this bear while I wait.
Just needed another drink. Honestly, I want to
drink.
grab a bottle of water too. Okay, so
Yes. So I've placed in
Uh,
my pot
we
of
went
lemons.
we
I
went
opened the goat.
saved her. Did you get the note off of her and look at it?
Off of who? No, I'm not that far yet.
No, the maid from the downstairs
Yeah, that
and the stable.
that was auto given to
Oh.
me.
I just wanted to make sure.
I mean, once you go and find the give horn to goat part, that's basically where I am.
Goat's head. Take the horn and the person. Artisan is not there. Place the horn on the goat's head and it opens to show a picture of Arneson with a lady.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we're curious who that lady is. And then I placed this fruit on top of pressure plate, and I don't know what it did.
You're standing on pressure pad. If you haven't yet, go back. Okay. Go to the... Do you have a metal rod?
Only my penis. I have a nail.
A metal rod.
So I need to go and investigate elsewhere then. I'm unsure where I'll be getting a rod, though.
I don't know.
Wait, maybe I can actually go talk to this person now. You won't do that? Okay, fine. Be that way.
It just says use the metal rod on the eye hole, and I don't know what metal rod it's talking about.
Yeah, seeing as I don't have one. Well, let's go outside, maybe? I mean, seeing as this game seems to all of a sudden really like having you do things and then the item appears.
Yeah. It's just, it doesn't say, I don't see where a metal rod is anywhere in here.
Let's see, is it over here with all
I
this
see a metal
bits?
tube, I see a lemon.
Let's go and talk. Why are you still just listening to her?
Holmes?
We would do best to divide our forces and meet up later.
From the flower bed net left of the fountain.
Oh, okay. That is a very harsh
And
line.
just scroll up to go find it.
Gotcha. Alright, then I will
So
go
from
to the
flower
fountain,
bed next
and
to
I will gander at
next
some
to the fountain.
flowers. Oh, there's a lot of hands over here.
This should prove
I
useful.
found it.
I think, yep, there we go. Now you can go
This
back
should
and
prove
do the
useful.
thing
I'm
on the
stealing
photo.
flowers, sec.
Yeah, you
Oh.
can take flowers too.
I would not have realized. Hey, look, even more of them.
I don't
This
know
should
what you
prove
do with
useful.
them, but you can take them.
I mean, Sherlock thinks that he has an idea, so...
This should prove useful.
I'm taking so many flowers.
If Sherlock thinks they're useful, I guess grab them.
You know, right? Alright, well... And I assume that this door is still locked.
Closed tight.
Closed. Tight. Alright, now that I have a pole to shove in the eye of this painting... This is a very long pole. Goodness gravy boat. Hey!
An inventive and logical mind. This
That is
picture is sinister.
What do you mean this picture is sinister? You mean this one?
Seen that picture before. It's an actual painting.
It sure is. Well, this looks interesting. The, stony bit.
It is possible to take down an elephant with one
Yeah,
shot using these weapons. Unfortunately, the metal grid is too solid to break through.
Cool. Okay. Alright, reading simulator. Why is it going... I mean, at least they're, like, making it seem like someone really wrote it, you know, by the fact that it's not going in a straight line. Ashmat
I have that problem.
tried to meet, and make friends with these men who are strangers to our language, mainly Chinese, Indians of various tribes, and those of Africa. He says that he intends to teach them the language and thinks to these skills they may find other work, but where? Colin heard him speak with a stranger at the gate. Colin has a decent memory and a good ear for a gardener. Oh, so that's the guy who's dead downstairs. Here is what he heard and could recall. Search for Old Sam's racks. Old Sam's got some big old racks, I guess.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Pass in front of the Demon Rock. Take a left in front of the jellyfish. They will not be hungry at night. Sing high the call with strength so they will know you. A fisherman told me that he was often out alone in the swamp late in the evening. That's why he has such a nasty appearance, and he is never there in the morning. There is something of great importance hidden in the swamp. I am sure of it. I should not have spoken to the sheriff. Since then, Ashmat has become distant and wary. I am done with this impudence! If he does not come forward with what I need to know, then I shall confront him this evening. By God! That scoundrel will tell me everything he knows, or I shall throw him out the door and report him to the authorities!
How dreary the swamp. We
Fascinating.
must hold fast, as it is imperative that we go there tonight. Everything in good time. First, I must find Watson.
We can go find Watson in a second. Oh, look. Some very,
More reading simulator, and it's typed.
Yeah, I was gonna say typewriter format instead. Alright, so we are in Northwood Agency. I feel like we heard something about Northwood before, but I don't remember. Boston, August 25th, 1894. Dear Sir, it was with great surprise and interest that I received your letter. It would seem to link between your employee and the affair, which commands us, is not accidental. First of all, before answering your questions, I must implore you to avoid any risk in the steps you take to assist us. The greater the sums involved, the less scruples criminals maintain. Such men are incapable of pity and are most ruthless. And as you know, according to our client, the amount involved is considerable. I contact our client and submitted your proposal, which she accepted unconditionally. As you already know, the restitution of the stolen goods is not our only goal. Our agency would add substantial bonus to the authorized sum should your efforts prove to be the deciding factor in the resolution of this case. Unfortunately, the agent in charge of this case, whom you have met, is presently in Europe. Rest assured, he will contact you immediately upon his return. If anything of importance occurs in the meantime, please contact me directly without delay. Sincerely yours, Brittany Spears, the director of Northwood Agency.
Very interesting.
I split my nail in half opening my microwave.
Ow? How'd you do that?
I was leaning like this and I pressed open and I guess I wasn't like clicking like in the center of the button, so when I pressed down, my nail hit that plastic bit that's just above the button.
Ow.
That hurt.
Same woman seen in the trophy photograph.
To my darling girl. That's what I'm reading here. Unless that's a 6. This bouquet will forever be the true symbol of our love. Lucy. Don't ask me how there's color in this picture. What?
It's a very good question. Why are they colored?
When nothing else is.
Oh, I think people are back. Yep, people.
Can I take
Nice
lemons?
lemons.
Nice lemons. Alright. I think with that, I can go talk to Hudson. Oh, no, it's what's his nuts. It's Davy.
Perhaps it is time to take care of this young man.
That sounds
Everything in good
dangerous.
time. First, I must find
Oh.
Watson.
Okay. He confuses me. Why do you tell me to do one thing and then another? Yawn. Oh look, she's not nearly as shocked before.
Watson, read this. It sheds light on a dark and sinister enterprise.
Yeah, I got that already. I already read it.
Arneson was in contact with the Northwood Agency. He wanted to inform them about the activities of Ashmat. But why?
Because his servant was secretly selling the same stolen jewelry sought by this agency. How is she, Watson?
It will be difficult for her to speak for some time. She had a narrow escape.
Can she walk?
Yes, but why?
Come with me. Your brother is behind this door, miss. He is wounded, but only superficially. It is extremely urgent that he opens this door. Can you call to him? Perhaps it will draw him out.
David. David.
Young man, I know that you can hear and understand me. We are here at the request of your sister, who is with us now. She is very worried about you, and rightly so. The man with me is a doctor. He is going to look at your wound and ease your suffering. Please come out. Everything will be all right.
Open the door, Davy. These gentlemen talk true. Come on now. Open up the door for Eula.
Miss, you should go and get some food for your brother. He must be very hungry. Have you finished, Watson?
Well, yes.
Very well. Please understand, my young lad, and you too, Miss Eula. We are here to solve an affair that risks many people's lives. Furthermore, we have very short time to save them. As for you, young man, you know some very important things. You must tell us everything and leave nothing out.
But what are you going...
Listen to me. I will tell you a story. Davy, 5 days ago, at night, you were woken up by noises from the dining room. First, you heard the voice of the gardener, and then a loud blow to the floor. You got up and took the candle, which was lit. Then you went to the dining room. On your way, you found something on the floor and picked it up. It was likely a piece of paper. Afterwards, you went to the door of the dining room and saw the dead body of Colin the gardener soaking in a pool of blood. You also saw Ashmat, the other servant, dragging Mr. Arnson, who seemed dead, towards the door. Ashmat saw you, struck at you with his knife, and caught you in the arm. Seeing that this blow had not killed you, he raised his knife to strike again and eliminate the only witness to his heinous crime. But something stayed his hand. The item you picked up was far more important. He paused to snatch it up, giving you time to run away and barricade yourself in your room.
But if you were there, why didn't you do anything?
Mr. Holmes was not there, miss. But if he tells you that things have happened in such a way, you should believe him without any doubt.
Then you are a kind of hoodoo man.
In some way.
David, do this man tell it true? Is this what happened? The good man saved us both. Do what he tells you, Davy.
Listen to your sister, young man. Now, Davy, can you recall what was on that piece of paper? Think hard now. Watson, your notebook. Be attentive to everything he draws and copy it down exactly.
I don't know how he remembered all of these numbers. I assume he has an eidetic memory. This, I assume, is like a longitude and latitude type of thing because of this whole compass here.
Holmes, can we trust these figures and make sense of them? I mean to say, consider this boy's affliction.
Ah, this boy. A strange one, isn't he? Watson, let's escort him and his sister to her employer.
This be the Gallagher's place. Thanks, misters.
Miss Euler, we should be thanking you. Now, take good care of your brother. Watson, we must move quickly. The enemy is close at hand, and there's another place we've yet to examine.
Alright, time to go through the nasty-ass place. Can I go back and grab that lemon tree? Because this looks nasty.
Yes, Watson, we must pass this way. Before we venture further, we must find some protection from this
Oh, cool. I can go back and get the lemons. How nice. I want some lemons. Give me the lemons. The lemons. Lemons.
This should prove useful.
Apparently, I only grabbed a single lemon. I don't feel like a single lemon is gonna do enough. But okay. Ominous music? That was weird. I have a single lemon.
There are thousands of these mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes. Okay, give me the lemon. Lemon!
Ah, Holmes!
Lemon!
Watson, cover yourself with lemon juice. It will protect you from the mosquito stings.
Do you know any similar trick to avoid the sting of bullets? We'll likely need it soon.
Alright. Lemons! More blood! And he fucked up this plant. Apparently I can't look at it though. This is the clearest, most tar-like water I've ever seen. Oh my nose!
A boat was waiting here. Watson, it seems everything leads to the swamp. How can we get there?
We gotta get to the Cthulhu swamp. Alright, guess I'll go talk to what's-his-nuts. Let's go talk to Champagne and give him his champagne. What is this gate supposed to be sitting on at the moment? There's... Oh, I guess there's this pole there. It just seems like you could easily walk past it, but okay. Onward to Champagne. It's gonna take like a bit to get there. Oh yeah, I forgot the gate was still locked. I have to go through the side. Hello? Open the door, bitch! Alright, it was the side door. I don't know why I can't go through the front door, though. Which way was it? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. That's why. Because I'm in the wrong section. Yes.
Watson, we must move quickly. The enemy is close at hand, and there's another place we've yet to examine. Watson, we must move quickly.
Okay, go. Did you go? Go! What do you mean there's a place we have yet to examine? Confusion? Was there actually a place I hadn't finished looking at yet? Oh, I guess I didn't look at his bedroom. You.
This blood on the ground.
Yeah, the blood on the ground. Let me open the door. Okay, fine. I guess I won't look at that. Okay, what do you want from me?
Watson, we must inspect this place carefully and leave no stone unturned. We have little time.
Where are you trying to have me look? I don't remember there being anything to look at that I haven't already looked at. Besides the meat, which I assume you're not trying to have me grab. What was that? Nothing, apparently.
The body was dry.
Right.
Oh, they're back. And Ollie kept saying, "Hi, Jen."
You know, that is his catchphrase whenever I'm around.
Yeah, and he wanted to wave and say hi to you, so he thought you playing games was really cool.
Yeah.
These footsteps indicate a person of small stature, and the
So basically, I was gonna go to the one place, but they're saying, but Watson's telling me that I need to look at something still.
These
So
clothes
I'm
belong to a
currently re-going through the house to figure out what it is that I apparently missed. I mean, unless you now want me to grab the air gun, but I assume not.
So I'm guessing you took the picture on the desk?
On which desk?
In the secret room?
This Arnson has a good sense.
I didn't take it, but I looked at it.
Arnson should be in these pictures.
You need to take in the secret room,
Yeah. Oh, you mean that one over there? This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I took everything
Okay, I
in
think
here.
you did. Okay.
I don't know how to open this still, though. I don't know if that was something I
Go down
need
the
to do.
stairs and use the map and see Davy. He immediately bars himself back in the room. So I guess
I already got Davy out. He's with his sister.
Did you go to the stable and talk to Eula?
Yeah, because I already got Davy and Eula back together.
I'm
both across the street.
To catch up.
Yeah, they're both back across the street. So
numbers and documents. Go back to the trophy room and take a lemon from the tree. Okay.
I did that.
Go back to Watson. Give him. Did you give the lemon to Watson?
Yes, and I went through and I got over to the dock.
Go down the path until the large pool of blood. Look at it for Holmes to do his deduction. Arneson's right hand was cut.
Oh, sick. It just won't let me click on this blood. Jesus.
Okay.
Perhaps Arnson regained
I tried
his
to
senses
look
and
at
fell
it the
back.
first time,
Blood,
but I
and in large
couldn't.
quantities. This bush has been stripped of its lower leaves.
So
and
that was what the
slightly
issue
uprooted.
was.
Someone grabbed hold of the brambles and refused to let go. His
I was just trying to catch up and, figure out where we were.
Must have cut
Because my headphones decided to cut out once I got downstairs.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, you wouldn't have really heard anything exciting. Just me being like, where am I going?
I heard you randomly, I heard syllables. I didn't hear words, but I heard syllables.
Cool. There we go.
Run, Watson, run!
Run, Watson! There's a sheriff! Ah, Jesus! Run with the utmost slowness.
We outran them, Holmes.
Surely not, Watson.
Oh,
They ceased
we
their
outran them
chase
so
only when
fast.
they saw
It's
Wilson
because I
and
fast
Scott.
traveled.
Apparently, they have orders to kill intruders only as a
Hmm.
last resort.
Is this supposed to reassure me?
I don't know why you spawned over there in comparison to me, so I wasn't able to look at you for that cutscene, but it's fine. I'll just go to Smith and Young's Traders.
At least we figured out what the issue was. So, woo!
It's because they're very precise about where they want me to fucking go. They're like, oh, you
Yeah.
can definitely open this door, but only if you click on it just right.
Right?
Oh, you want to look at this obvious blood pool on the floor? Nope, sorry.
You gotta click right in the right spot.
It's
There we go.
kind of obnoxious. They need to have bigger
Hit
circles.
boxes?
Yeah, hitboxes. I couldn't think of it. Hello, sir.
Yep.
Will this cover the cost of a boat?
It been kept in a bad way. My foot, it warm now for sure.
75% will do.
All this will get you them planks from the wood pile around there.
And one of your lanterns.
Sold.
What do you expect to do with this, Holmes? Build a raft?
Build a raft.
I guess. Okay, still can't go past the dogs. Okay, guess I'm going somewhere. Not 1,000% sure. Can I can't go in the house? Cool. Where am I going exactly? Is there some, I mean, he said that I could have some planks and a lantern, but where exactly was that? I don't want to go too far away. I assume he's not going to tell me anything good.
Good evening, sir. We are interested in a short...
Find a way to pay this man, so you have to, like, pay him
No
somehow.
ways to get there.
Did you give him the champagne bottle?
I did.
Boat here.
Okay.
I believe we
Then
can
you
find
should have
some
gotten the
manner of
planks and the
payment
bullseye
that
lantern.
you
Check your
will find
inventory.
satisfactory.
Oh, it's just in my inventory.
Yep, planks
Cool.
and lantern.
Alright, so
So next
there we go.
place
I got a
would be
ladder.
to go talk to them.
I got a ladder. It's
Ladder.
not what I expected.
Not what I expected either.
Can I put this ladder next to this ladder?
Don't know. But you do need to go talk to the lady on the boat.
Okay. Well, I have a ladder, so I can get up to her.
Did not real. I thought that was a loading screen for the life of me.
I like how the guy's just like, hey, if you bring me some champagne or something else, I can, you know, take you somewhere if you need me to. And I come back and I'm like, hey, I got you some champagne. Can we go and can you take me to a place? And he's like, I can give you enough wood and stuff for like a ladder. I'm like, that's not what I asked, sir.
Also, in your inventory, you do need to merge some things.
I mean, I made a ladder. Is that not enough?
Other than a ladder. Other than the ladder, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go.
I've got some flowers for a little
Talk
lady.
to the lady at the door.
I just hadn't gone this
door.
way, so I was curious what was over here. Another lady with titties. Alright, little lady, I've got some flowers for you.
Good evening, my darlings. Come to have a little fun, have you?
Well,
No, you
Well?
tend to give this bouquet to one of your boarders. You know who I'm talking about. We have something very important to say to her.
Just takes my flowers. The heck?
Good evening. You brought these flowers? Who are you? What happened to...
Mr. Arnson? We still do not know exactly what has happened with the gentleman, but we are here to try and find out. Listen to me, miss.
Lucy.
My dear Miss Lucy, my friend and I have come here all the way from England. You may have seen us this morning with the sheriff.
Are you working for him?
No, actually we suspect him of obstructing our investigation. Our case has some remote connection with Mr. Arnson, so we went to his home to talk with him. While there, we found evidence he has been abducted and one of his servants had been murdered.
Kidnapped? But why?
I don't know, but time
Oh, you
is
hold a
running out.
bouquet.
Please tell us what you know about Mr. Arnson. And, Miss Lucy, omit nothing. Even the most trivial of facts may prove to be of great importance.
He is such a kind man and had promised we would be married this autumn. He arrived in New Orleans about 2 years ago. He's a hunter and was to stay but a few weeks. He was after something in the swamp, Lord knows what. Then we met here. I had just started working, you see. Madam said that she would let me leave only if my debts and worth to her was paid off in full. A few weeks ago, Mr. Arneson, said that he had the solution. Maybe he had the money and was kidnapped by people who wanted it. It would have been a small fortune to most folks around here.
And you know where he could have hidden it?
Oh, I don't care about the money. If it could bring me back Errol, I'd give it away gladly. He showed me a secret room upstairs. He shoots with a gun to open it. He says that nobody else can succeed but a real marksman. Behind the wall is a cupboard with weapons and a little box hidden behind
Air
a big
pistol.
rifle.
It's almost like I
When
already
money is
knew I
inside,
needed to shoot
he
something with
opens
it.
the gate of the cupboard. He uses
Mhm.
signet ring that he wears on his right hand. But how can any of this help you? You don't have his ring.
You have been of greater assistance than you may realize, Miss Lucy. If Mr. Arnson is still alive, we shall bring him back to you. Come on, Watson.
Alright, time to run back over to his house
You're
where the sheriff was. Sounds great. Yes, run
Watson,
right
let's
into a
pay
wall.
visit to this Arnson.
Also, what was the lady? You probably don't remember. I was gonna say, the little lady who got exploded in Testament. What was her name? What's her name? Lucy.
Lucy?
Why is Lucy always the name of the female?
I don't know. That's interesting.
Alright, now hopefully the sheriff is gone.
Would you be so kind as to explain
Apparently.
to me why we are coming back with these wood planks?
We are searching for a signet ring, Watson.
And how do these planks help us find it?
We must recover the hand that
Top
wears
planks,
it,
Watson.
so we must find a way
Oh,
to
that makes
lure
sense.
its
Ladder.
finder.
But whom are you talking about, Holmes?
Who has the ring? Well, the hand that got cut off, but, who
Oh.
has, I
That was
mean,
a funny answer. I went to look at it to see if I could give you a little hint or not, but
is it like his
I can't
right
really give
hand
you a hint.
has it? His hand has it?
No,
No?
it's something you've seen on the property.
So it's a something, not a someone?
Actually, yes.
Technically, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
You want me to just tell you the answer?
Can you give me a hint?
It's a bandit.
A bandit? Like a Skyrim bandit?
It has a mask.
I don't
You've seen
remember.
it on the property.
I don't remember a bandit or a masked bandito.
There's a masked bandito on the property.
I don't remember there being a mask to anybody. I only remember paintings of him killing things and the air pistol and a lot of...
It's not inside.
No. The fountain? Because there's the fountain, there's all of the bushes, the horse.
Did we see outside?
What was the beginning of that sentence?
What else did we see outside?
A place for cutting wood.
Mm-hmm.
A locked front gate. A locked front door.
Mm-hmm.
A dock? An uprooted bush? A shit ton of mosquitoes. I feel like I've named everything we've seen outside.
Nope, you're missing one thing in particular.
There
We
was
both
a
got very excited about it.
there was a lemon tree outside.
It's not the lemon tree.
We both got excited about it outside. What?
Mhm.
I was excited about something outside? And
Yeah.
and it's not any of the things I've said so far?
Yeah.
How is it not any of the things I've said so far? I've said so many things.
It seemed pretty insignificant, and we only saw it once and mentioned it once. It had its own little cutscene.
It did?
Mm-hmm.
Which part of the outside is it? Is it by the fountain outside? Is it by the stable outside?
I just remember it being next to a tree.
Well, I don't think I can go out of this to figure it out. Let's see. No, I don't mean that. I want... Let's see. Why are my things freaking out? Do you see that? My things...
In documents. Yeah, it's freaking out a little.
My things are freaking out a little bit.
It's not in documents.
Oh my god, why is it freaking out, baby?
It's not in documents. Get out of documents.
Oh my god, why is it freaking out? Struggle, there's a garden, elements, footwear, mud,
I was very excited with this thing.
anonymous file, Professor Herzog's letter, blah blah blah, there's an asylum, blah blah, I don't think there's anything useful there. Something about Europe, postal service, something, envelope. I don't think any of these are what I'm looking for. I don't think so.
Watson was very excited about this thing.
What was Watson excited for? Ah!
We were excited. Watson was excited.
Is it a bird? Like a bird's nest?
No.
You said
Did
by
we look at a bird's nest? No.
No, you said it was by a tree. I don't even remember. There's so many trees. The
By
entire...
a tree and a bush and a fence.
I don't remember.
Would you just like the answer now?
Sure.
It's a raccoon.
A raccoon!
The fact
I
that
forgot about the raccoon. He was gone.
Anson's cupboard is the signet ring
Yeah.
he customarily wears on his right hand.
Like I said, we saw him once. Got a little cutscene.
When the poor man clung to the bush we saw on the way to the
Sherlock
bayou.
was absolutely
It so
fascinated by the
happens that
thing.
raccoons are attracted
Watson.
by carrion and also
Watson
quite
was.
taken by
Yeah, I
shiny
realized
objects.
after I said
No
Sherlock.
doubt.
Well, but you also
Laid
can't
on
really
our
hear,
missing
so...
hand and its ring. I noticed their tracks nearby, and no doubt they have a nest in this area. Find the raccoons, and we
The
found our
raccoon!
hand.
As you put it, it seems quite obvious.
Yeah, and
Holmes.
it's looking like I'm gonna have to call this short on my
But
end,
now we
unfortunately.
need to place some
Gotcha.
bait so the little fellow will come out and take us back
Because
to
my
his
sister
den.
needs to unpack and Charlie has to go to work, so.
Gotcha. Do you need to call it short as in now, or short as in a bit?
I think we can finish the New
raccoon?
Orleans section.
The Nolans, as they call it?
Yeah, there's not much left to do in the Nolans area, so.
Let's see. Where is... I mean, I didn't actually notice that there was tracks.
Can I see your inventory real quick?
The game is gone?
Yeah, I noticed.
So there's that.
Last I checked, I didn't have PT, but thanks.
Apparently, me right-clicking was too much for it. I mean, maybe it was still
But
just...
it was freaking out.
It was freaking out, so... Well...
Where was the blood? Oh, no.
All the way back there, which means I have to do the entire stream again.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear, indeed.
I will
Curse
let you do this.
Yeah. Well, I have to go through an outrageous cutscene, but at least I know where everything is. And I know that I need to give you money.
You were very close to finishing
There is one
Louisiana, too.
I mean, if they would just give me, auto saves, that'd be great. But no! Fuck me, apparently.
Yeah, like, oh my god.
They're like, you've been doing all this shit and running around. Would be a shame if I never saved. I'm not looking forward to doing the chasing again.
Once we finish New Orleans, oh, now my mom is calling. Everybody's just here.
Speaking of, he go about.
Watson, let's pay a visit to this aunt.
What can we do, Holmes?
Let's go, Watson, to the port.
Why do I need to go to the port? Oh, yeah. That's right. Because I still have to get thieved.
Holmes!
Stop!
There he is.
Go.
He's there!
My mom just wanted to chat.
That's fine. Just so you know, even with me speedrunning this chase, knowing exactly where to go, it has already had to loop once.
Oh my god. Wow.
They couldn't just find me a 5-minute song. He's not even on the ladder. Did you see that?
Not.
He's not even on the ladder. That was funny.
Oh, I did not realize this was also motion control. Ooh, fun.
Where was I going? I stopped paying attention. Apparently... Hello? Phone. And... Ah, that's right, there's a ladder there. I couldn't remember. I started paying attention to the stupid cat.
Ah.
Because he's too busy walking on things, so I wanted to make sure he's not going to get into something. Oh, sir. Alright.
Fair.
Pikachu, I swear to God. Time for the bumpy ride that is this gondola. Down! Down! Alright, and the chase music has ended once again. And restarted!
Ooh, we're getting there. We're trying.
It would have taken just 2 loops that time if I had not forgotten
But
about there being a ladder.
create a soundtrack that covers the entire chase, like, at its fastest, but I guess not.
You would think.
I know how to do all the shit in the French district.
I gotta go look at this lady being weird and suspicious. And
Yes.
her walking extremely slowly. And then me coming over here, ringing the doorbell, and then her walking back incredibly slowly.
Good morning,
Eula. Yes, sir.
Watson.
There be.
What do you make of this, Holmes?
What do I make of this? I make of it as a
It
door.
is hardly
Yeah.
closed tight.
Yeah. Let me use my knife.
You have to unlock it. Yeah, knife.
I know. It happened to have the knife equipped the
Bravo,
first time, so I wasn't sure if I needed the knife this time.
Holmes.
Dying
The
horse.
that needs water. Oh, so much.
I hope this gate is not locked. Open.
Don't die. Ooh, that's a strong vibration.
I get a strong vibration. Bam, 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 bam.
And I just can't look at your screen because it's just gonna give me vertigo. So I'm just
Watson.
Yes.
This should prove useful.
Stealing and
This
stealing
should prove useful.
and
we were
Should
so
prove
close
useful.
to
stealing.
This should prove
to the end of
useful.
Louisiana.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a
Another
potential that I would have had
footstep.
to.
Some footsteps or marks. Some footsteps or marks.
There's a chance that it would have still fucked up.
Footsteps.
True.
Another
Footsteps.
footstep. Watson, regard more trace.
Also, me saying, like, there's times when I'm like, when I keep saying that there's footsteps, and I'm just like, it's footprints, not footsteps, but my, brain would get confused, and I realized that I call it that because they keep calling it footsteps instead of footprints.
What a
So.
wretched smell, Holmes.
It
Quite
smells like a
wretched,
man died. Also, that one kid, though, has just been sitting in here
Yeah.
for 5 days, not doing anything, too afraid to leave. What the fuck?
Ah,
Yeah.
it's a ham. Watson, hold the basin.
I do know what to do with it. Now, if you'll let me open the door, that would be great.
Perfect.
I personally think that if I was a horse dying from 5 days of no water or food, I probably would
Easy
not
now,
drink a
fellas.
little bit of
Drink
water
up.
and then just be like, ah, yes, I'm fine now. Oh wait, I forgot the hammer underneath his foot. Give to me your hammer foot.
What could this be doing here?
I wouldn't know. I don't think there was anything on the other side of the house that I actually need to look at, so should be fine with me going around this way.
Here you are, Watson.
Yeah, this is a slow camera. I really need to bump up that camera speed. Oh, that's better. Definitely could do more.
Death and destruction, woo! Where exactly are you trying to have me look?
Let's examine the hand.
I don't know where I clicked that was so different in comparison, but
This must be Arnson.
Still need to turn up this camera. Oh my god.
Papers were burned and great care was taken to destroy. Interesting. The blood.
blood!
Blood for the blood god!
Maybe. I cannot budge. Whoever you are, open up.
This is useless, Holmes.
Watson, your sense. This blood on the. These footsteps indicate. Curious, there's some mud. These clothes belong to a certain. Arnson, with his. A stone of
I
small
feel like I've
size.
used my knife more in this section of the game than I have in any of the other games.
This book has been read often.
Camera's still slow. Oh, shit. Hey, magic card.
Ah, a book on
She can't tell what I'm playing.
newspaper from 5 days ago. Well, it
You know,
seems
I'm just
Arnson-
trying to speedrun right now. I'm not really paying attention.
I know.
This should prove useful.
Let's see here. Ooh, that's pretty. Pretty bird. Well,
This
it's
message
butterfly,
too.
but pretty bird.
Devil are you doing?
Pretty bird. Alright, I think that was everything up here. I'm not entirely sure, but I think it was.
Happening behind me, or is it just these things?
What's this? What's this? Someone placed their. These footsteps indicate. This blood on the.
I think I clicked everything.
It just took so many cute pictures of that one. Oh my god. Oh, I got my button. Okay.
Bailey, I don't remember what else I need to click on.
Uh,
Oh, was it
What
this
are you
one maybe?
doing?
Blood.
Blood. Blood.
blood!
I'm
Is
waiting.
That, is that
I'm waiting.
Watson that screams that out?
No, it's Sherlock.
These footsteps indicate.
Would have been funnier if it was Watson.
But I'm looking
Okay,
to.
go
I'm trying to get.
upstairs?
I'm trying. I'm trying to get the last of the bits so that it auto opens the thing upstairs. You know.
The person.
Yeah.
Did I miss something upstairs? I didn't think I did. Do I need to actually click see if this door is locked?
Tight.
No. I already went outside. Can I try
Closed
this door?
tight.
No. I can talk to
What
the
do you
door.
make of this, Holmes?
Oh my god, I'm talking to the door. Open the door! That looked a little creepy. I feel like I've clicked everything. Maybe there's something else outside. I don't know. The only part of outside that I haven't gone in was over here. Do I need to confirm that the front door is locked
Closed.
before you do
Tight.
it? No? Okay. What's the thing I'm missing?
Oh, have you found the raccoon?
I did.
Okay.
He was over there.
See, I knew he was by a fence and a tree.
But also the fountain.
I guess.
Can I... What was the button? Okay, I guess that's fine. There's this
The
one that I
body
haven't
was
seen.
dragged from-
Okay, that was the one that I hadn't seen.
Here.
Okay, now it
Interesting.
was 1, 2, 3, 2. Four, 2, 4, 3. 4, 2, 4, 3. 3, 4, 2, 6, right?
This isn't right.
No,
Perhaps if
I
I
missed.
begin again.
Oh, that's.
Uh,
It's because I missed the. I forgot that I never actually wrote in 2.
Ah.
So all of this is just off 1. Let's see. 1, 2, 2, 3. 2, 4, 2, 4. 3, 4. 2, 6. Here we go.
Nothing can stop an in.
Blah blah blah
It's
blah
a-
blah. Give it to me.
Bah! It's only an.
Bah! And let me try to find the key. Ah! Oh. Oh, there we go.
What's
I was
that?
able to
Don't
walk
shout.
inside
This
before
must have
the
come from the
the
stick.
screaming happened that time. Run to the stables. There's a woman being hanged all of a sudden for some reason. Weedle, 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 weedle.
They've bolted the door.
We must act quickly, Holmes.
Watson, this can serve as a. They've bolted the door.
We must act quickly, Holmes.
I have.
This must have.
Fuck you, bro! Give to me the stick!
The stick?
I literally had the
Watson.
stick.
Holmes?
She is still in shock. Yes, I know. I don't know where the vase for the flowers come from when I combine, but whatever.
Anson should be in these. A lovely piece. I must say it's.
Been a good one.
This Anson has a good sense.
I'm not entirely sure what putting the circle on here did, by the way.
Strange drawing. It's
It's just showing you the illusion. I think it's also, I don't know, that's interesting.
Here's my pull. There you are.
This picture is sinister.
This picture is not sinister. It's just an
Nothing could
iguana.
stop an inventive and logical. Very interesting. How dreary the swamp. Everything in good time.
How dreary the swamp. Look
Anson
at that.
should be in these.
I can look at that. I can
Nice lemons.
I cannot actually pick the lemons yet. Good to know. I mean, I already knew I couldn't. I just wanted to save time for later. Hello,
Perhaps you can
child.
Yeah.
just take care of this. Everything in good time.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hurry up and get through the fucking door. How's the stream looking, by the way?
Still very smooth, and other than the bit rate when you're like turning, that's about it.
Cool. Hello. Thank you. Stab.
Watson, read this.
Arneson was in.
Because his servant was secretly...
Blah, blah,
It
blah,
will be-
blah, blah, blah,
Come with me.
blah.
Your brother... Young man... Have you finished, Watson? Very...
But,
Listen,
but if you... David.
listen to...
Holmes.
Ah, this boy.
This be the...
Miss Euler, we should be thanking you. Watson, we must... Yes, Watson, we...
Ah, Holmes.
God, this has to be the cutest picture. Oh my
This
god.
should prove useful.
So I should readjust the frame. Hold on.
So
It looks
ominous.
So pretty.
Watson, cover yourself.
Do you know any?
There are signs of a struggle. Blood and enlarged.
What a ho-
Rather, and quite... A boat was... Watson, we must move quickly. The enemy...
There's still somewhere else to examine. What was the thing I'm missing? What am I missing to examine? Baby.
What have you done?
Well, as far as I was aware, I'd done everything that I needed to leave, but, I mean, I went over here, I had the lemon, I investigated the blood. I can't investigate it anymore. I looked at the
Did
rope
you
at the end of the dock.
investigate the raccoon?
Huh?
The raccoon?
What about the raccoon? I can't do shit about that yet.
Oh, okay.
I have to go back to the port first before I can learn about the raccoon.
Yeah. No, you don't.
Well, because I don't know
No,
that
this is where we left off. This is where we left off.
No, because I don't know that the raccoon has the hand yet. I still have to go and give the flowers to Lucy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
There's just some other thing that I had to do, and I can't remember where it was.
You talked to the Gallaghers. You gave Watson the lemon.
And I went over here and I investigated the blood. And I clicked on the rope at the end of the dock.
Did you get the talking points at the end of the rope, end of the pier?
What do you make of this?
What do you mean? I mean, he talked about the rope, yeah. What? What do you mean?
Yeah,
Doesn't...
Did he... Okay,
So I've already done the stuff that's past the mosquitoes. So there must be something before the mosquitoes?
Stables? Did you go to the stable? You did. Never mind, that's talking about the people there.
I mean, I'm gonna run over here just to see, because I don't remember. Unless it wants me to just leave, like, out the door kind of thing.
Well, can you look, like, at the log?
At the log? Which log?
Like, the chat log.
The chat log? Oh,
The dialogue log.
The dialogue log, the last one I have is, how is she, Watson? After she got strangled by a rope.
Can you scroll down on that?
And then it was her talking to Davy, and them going back over to her house, and us getting all the numbers he wrote down.
Interesting.
Um,
Did he talk at the end of the pier saying, how can we get to the swamp?
uh-huh. And then I tried using my map, and he said that there's still something I need to look at.
Watson, we must inspect this place
Don't
carefully and
know.
leave no stone unturned. We have little
What am I
time.
missing here? Was there something inside the house? I remember that I can't actually go
This
inside the child's room for some reason. I don't need to look at any of those. I don't need to look at that. None of that is exciting.
Did you look at the ham again? I'm curious.
I mean, I think I did. I did the originally, yeah. Like when I came back through
It's
here.
a ham. What did it?
Okay.
Maybe there was something I missed upstairs. Did I go through the... I went through the secret thingy, yeah? Yeah, I went through that.
Of course you went through that. Did you
Yeah.
grab the things off the table?
Maybe I need to...
It is possible. This lock is very strange.
Maybe it's because I didn't click on that?
Watson, we must.
No?
No.
Did you take the things off of the table? You did not.
Say
That's
what
where the
you
problem
said,
is.
the truth.
I thought I clicked all of the things off on the table. Apparently,
must
I only
find
grabbed
that.
the
You're
papers.
quite right, Watson.
There we go, and you should be good to go now.
There we go. Now we can get shot at again.
Watson.
Yeah.
I thought that I had clicked all that.
Surely not, Watson. They ceased their chase only when.
Is this supposed?
The Louisiana nymph. She doesn't got her titties out on that one.
Mm.
Good.
Where?
Good.
No,
Well,
we came. Mr. Arnson?
Lucy.
No.
Oh,
Now, Watson, let's explore this.
We must find.
Will this cover the cost? And Watson, let's pay a visit to this Arnson.
alright. I'm
We
back.
are searching for a signet.
There we go, Bailey.
Speak for themselves.
As you put it.
There we go.
It's
Raccoon! Now let
Okay.
me...
Now
Like-
for the raccoon bit.
Now to save.
Yes. Smart.
There you go. Alright, so... Where exactly does this raccoon live? Because I remember that I started to go this way, and then nothing... And then the game just kind of left me for a second there.
Okay, so the raccoon is back in his large tree.
Oh, back in that one?
Yeah.
That makes sense. It just looks weird seeing such a dead tree right there.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
I need something.
Oh, I need a lot.
You need something.
I need something.
Yeah, I
No,
got
you don't.
Need something.
You need something else
shiny.
that you haven't gotten
Oh.
because it didn't let you grab it until now.
Oh, okay. I know what that is.
I'm going
Peace
to set this
offering.
outside to attract the little devil.
Slab of ham. Okay.
Watson, there's the nest. It's on the roof above the balcony.
Okay. Onto the roof above the balcony. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Pardon me. Well, this is the sturdiest ladder I've ever think that Sherlock's gone up. Ah, Bailey! It's
The
gruesome! Gruesome! There's a rock, and a bird, and a bone, and a hand.
A shoe?
Excuse me, madam. I'm merely passing by with no wish to disturb you.
Pardon?
Although I'm sure you found Mr. Arnson to be a man of good taste.
Oh my god, Bailey, did you hear him? Oh, goodness.
What do you make of this, Holmes?
Stop being in the way of the door! Alright, so I need the gun and the ring. I was gonna grab the gun, but I forgot because Watson was in the way of the door.
Why must my butt decide, hey, let's
it's
do
only an
something?
Okay, apparently I cannot grab the air pistol. I will just go over here with the ring instead. Oh, I guess I only needed the ring for that. Okay.
Here is what we need
Money!
to buy a boat.
And a gun.
What a splendid weapon.
My god.
Indeed, it'll be of great advantage in the swamp.
Okay. There we go, Bailey. I guess I didn't need the pistol? I mean, I guess maybe the pistol was for us shoving the pipe in the eye of the iguana.
Maybe.
Because we didn't need it.
Mm.
Okay. Well, there's that. Alright, guess we can go back to Champagn's place.
Watson, we must inspect
No?
this place.
There's still something else here? Can I actually...
So, you take the money in the
Nope.
elephant gun?
Listen to me.
It's
Oh, there
because
we go.
I didn't walk
I'm
half
going
a
back
foot
on
further.
your boat.
It's the sheriff. Quickly, load the rifle, Holmes.
Pardon?
No, Watson. Forget the gun and see to the ladder. And quickly.
Did you fucking hear Watson or see what Watson said there?
What?
We went to walk out the door and we saw the sheriffs down the stairs. And instead of being logical and saying, quickly, we need to go to the balcony, grab the ladder, and, leave, he said, quickly, Holmes, load the shotgun.
Well done, Watson.
I think he's been here too long.
Let's
I think
go,
so,
Watson,
too.
to the port.
He's starting to think with his gun.
Yeah.
As we run off in tandem. Oh my god. That was a Wild West bullet if I've ever heard one.
We are almost done with New Orleans.
Alright, let me give
And
you
then-
some money.
We should.
Have we enough?
For sure.
Excellent. Could you tell us the best way to reach the swamp area nearest to the rich parish?
That's simple enough for any fool. Sail along the river crook and keep close to the shore.
There is one last service you can do for us. The boat from which we disembarked is scheduled to leave tomorrow for Europe. Could you take a message to the crew for us? We may need for them to hold their departure until 8 o'clock in the morning.
Will do.
And one last thing. How may we identify Old Sam's racks from any others?
Old Sam's racks be marked with blue and white tops.
That's not what he said. The dialogue thing in the bottom said ropes when he said tops.
Mm.
Load, you bitch. Load, you bitch. Thine wench.
Game. Mm.
Hmm.
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 I say that I have to go, and it's like, eh, how about we call it a day?
Well, once it decides to load, we can.
Mm-hmm. Well, game, what's your plan?
Oh, what's your plan? Oh, what's your plan? Game?
Game.
Tab? Tab?
This game just hates us.
Tab?
The game just hates us today.
Tab?
Can you, like, go to menu? Is it...
It's just a frozen black screen.
Wow.
Tab?
Game. Come on.
I also don't have a mouse, so.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm.
Hmm.
How long ago did you save?
Not that long ago. I know I saved when we said raccoon again.
Okay.
So that's only long enough for me to grab the meat, set it down, use the ladder, go upstairs, open the thingy with his hand, and then go talk to Champagne. So basically like 3 minutes of content.
Okay, do you want to try like force closing the game? Take more pictures of Pokemon.
I can't. My task manager is on the screen that's frozen, and the game will not let anything go over it. Let me see. I can at least see that it is not responding, obviously. That it's 2, 3, 4, the 5th one. I don't know. I don't know what that just did. No, that didn't do what I wanted. Hey Bailey, so if you have
Yes.
a task manager open and you just use your keyboard, so I have the game selected, but pressing enter only opens the drop down. What's the button?
Press E.
E?
Mm-hmm.
That did not do anything.
Press N. I'm just trying to see what the thing, like, highlighted is.
What do you mean press
Because there's
N?
a letter highlighted. Press the letter N.
Why? What is that supposed to do? All that did was put me at the very bottom. That didn't help me at all, Bailey. Why? I said I'm already selected over the item.
I know, I'm trying... The button for in task has one letter underlined. I'm trying to figure out what fucking letter it is. It should have been E.
I mean, there isn't like an underline under the E, but I think maybe. I can't quite tell. It's a little small. But I don't know why that.
Oh, birds over me.
I don't know.
Oh, they were spawning.
Mm-mm.
Camera's so slow.
So when you have your task manager open, is pressing E actually doing anything for you?
Let me pause that real quick and let me see. If I open my thing,
I thought that was what you were doing.
something. Mine doesn't have an underline on it.
I mean, I don't think mine does either. So if you just used your
I can see an underline on yours.
so if you use your keyboard and you're just hovered over like task manager or something that you want to close, what
Can
button?
you right click and maybe the thing will show up?
Did you say right click?
Yeah.
I can't use my mouse at all on that screen right now. It doesn't exist. My mouse is gone.
Oh, press delete.
Maybe. There we go. Delete was the button.
See, your E is underlined. That's why I was confused.
That's just how it is. But yeah, delete definitely makes sense. I just wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah.
I just want to finish this last little second. Jesus Christ. Alright.
I'm going to set this out. Watson, there's the nest. It's
Sick, my OBS thought I was talking to it or something, apparently.
excuse me.
Ew, a hand.
Hand.
Here's what we need to buy.
What a
Indeed, it'll be of great.
You should.
It's the sheriff.
No, Watson, forget.
Give me the ladder, you piece of shit.
Let's go, Watson. To the. Have we enough?
We'll.
And one last thing.
Alright, back to where we were.
Now, Watson, let's explore this swamp.
There we
At
go.
least the cutscene now finally worked.
Now I can save.
To make sure it doesn't happen again, yeah.
And then did Bailey need to leave?
No, I can finish off Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
Louisiana. This is the last section within Louisiana.
Oh my god. There's like... The music is just kind of... Why did I hear an elephant?
Here is the hidden passage near Old
It's weird.
Sam's
Also,
house.
that boat
We are
moves
on the right
fast.
course, Watson.
Yeah. I hear screaming. Okay, apparently not this way. Cool. Unless... Okay, I can't look at that. Can I squeeze through? No.
Oh,
Alright,
my
just
butt.
look at this.
Nothing of value there, Watson.
Okay, cool. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
My goodness. I don't know if you... Well, no, you couldn't have heard that.
Here is
No,
the
but I'm
hidden
definitely
passage near
seeing
Old
you
Sam's
just
racks. We are on the right
all
course,
over
Watson.
the place.
Oh look! A bloody rock. How fun.
Mm.
Blood.
Here
Blood.
now, this is
Blood.
hardly reassuring.
Oh.
Oh.
There's a man in the tree.
How'd they get him up there?
Oh, there's men.
Oh, there's more!
Here is the hidden passage near Old Sam's racks. We are on the right course, Watson.
There's 3 alligators
What
over
is
there.
this
Or
horror,
crocodiles.
Holmes? Where have you taken us?
Near the goal, Watson. Near the goal.
It sounded like Watson was losing his voice just then. But do you see them?
Yes, I do see them. They're very badly camouflaged.
I can think of nothing useful. What are we to do, Holmes?
Oh my god, there's actually a 4th one. We are
So
to
badly
go.
camouflaged.
We are to continue
Nothing
going.
of value there, Watson.
I guess not. You want me to go straight for the crocodiles?
I can think of nothing useful. What are we to do, Holmes?
I got a gun. Wait, why is there a crosshair right there?
Bravo, Watson.
Uh,
This is what will draw these reptiles in
Oh
that
my
direction and free the passage.
I see.
That's
Much
concerning.
better. But let's hurry and get ourselves across before we become their next course.
You guys not gonna actually go? Oh, okay, cool. Okay, they left. Pay me no mind. You know, when I thought about shooting the body, I didn't think it would work. Just gotta say.
Attention, Watson.
Yeah.
We arrive. Stand ready.
Here now, this is hardly reassuring.
Oh boy, Bailey. Oh, Cthulhu!
Cthulhu!
There's a Cthulhu! And it's very dark, so for all I know, there's a Cthulhu here. Alright, so we got dead man with no arm, so I know it's that guy. A half a person there. 3/4 a person there. Parts of people there.
Cthulhu!
Um,
Oh, God, my butt.
all,
Hey, we found the boat section, though.
you know, we sure did.
Watson, see what you can do for this poor
Not
man.
what we
His
expected.
servant took a harsh and terrible revenge by letting him go to these wild men. As for the others, I'm afraid we are too late.
Yeah, for the others, they're definitely dead. Anyway, doesn't look like there's anything for us to do over here. Oh,
Pitiable and
Oh.
blind fools! Are you not aware of the Great One's arrival? Even now, his servants are coming across his kingdom, and the enlightened will give up their flesh to him. All will be present for his awakening. Do not fight the calling! Soon he will end his dreaming, and your world will be swallowed whole. Bow down and give thanks. You are the food of his new world.
Seems like my cutscene's a little laggy
Turn.
on OBS.
I've got it, Holmes.
I've got
I'm
it,
very
Holmes.
concerned.
Now the question is, how was that cutscene on Twitch? Because I looked down and realized that it was a little laggy on OBS. Yeah, it's a little laggy on
It was
OBS apparently.
definitely interesting on Discord, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Mainly concerned.
Okay, well there was that. Guess I can look at Cthulhu. Ugh. Sup, dude? Oh, I have a broken statue for you. I brought it all the way from England. I hope you enjoy. Oh, a book just appeared out of thin air, Bailey.
What a strange book. I've never seen these idioms before.
How fancy.
perfect. It'll
Also,
provide
is that
welcome
shack made out of
diversion during
human
our
skin?
return voyage.
Maybe. Probably.
That's disturbing.
I think you can see a person's face here. And right there. And over there. And there.
Stop
That
pointing
one.
out the face.
Okay, so there was that. Cool, I'm glad that we did that. I guess I'll look at the book. I guess I won't look at the book. Never mind.
We must act quickly, Holmes.
But how so exactly? Because I apparently don't get to look at the book. Oh, wait, there it is. Is that one? I cannot even read that.
Okay. Go back to Artisan. Go back to the dude laying on the ground, I guess.
Been here not long ago, and indeed not freely.
Ooh, caught my neck. That felt nice. Is it?
Oh,
No, is Artisan the sacrifice guy?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you said guy on the ground, so.
Holmes,
I can't remember who
help me to
Artisan
carry him
was.
to the boat.
The guy with
My
no
boat
hand.
Can't say if he will survive the voyage back.
Yeah. We're almost done with Louisiana.
We can almost get that Popeyes.
By the devil, that'd be Arneson.
Indeed. Do you know someone who can be accommodating and tend to him?
You takes yourselves round and seize that little Lucy what lives on the boat.
I know where Lucy is. Please, help my friends to lift this poor man to the wharf, and I will go find Miss Lucy.
What can we do for you, my pretty one?
Dear madam, could you tell Lucy that we have found Mr. Anson, and tell her to hurry? This may be her last chance to see him while he still breathes.
Lucy! Lucy! Ah, here you are. This gentleman found your fella. My God, can it be true? Sure enough, as he say. What have they done with you? Oh, my poor love.
He's still alive. I thought he was dead.
He's, dying.
He has lost his hand and is in deep shock. But with rest and tender care, he has a good chance to survive these injuries.
Oh, madam, please, please.
If I could have a moment, we found this sum of money, which is a large amount, and belongs to Mr. Anson. I think it is fair to entrust it to your care.
Well, this seems all right then.
Pardon?
I will take good care of you. You'll see, my love.
Oh my God, what are you doing?
About Anson's place, there was some disorder left there. If you could be a good man and set things right.
You can count on old Champagne for every little thing. Now, that's a fact.
I can see our friend is in good hands. We better hurry, Watson. I see our ship is making ready to leave.
Sherlock, don't break your neck.
Okay, we've gotten a whole statue now.
Yeah.
Lots of scribblings inside the book. Sherlock walking strangely. Oh god. Sherlock? Is this some weird monkey dance? What are you doing? Tribal dance?
Watson, I have told you several times now, I am not to be disturbed.
But Holmes, you have been locked inside your cabin for all of 4 days now. Outside, the sun is simply radiant, and the wind from the sea...
If you approach me, Watson, I will throw you out. Now, leave me.
Blast it all, Holmes. I am bored. I can't take these sailors' conversations for another minute.
We have an understanding, Watson, each to his purpose. I will look to the translation of the book. You are to study the figures written out by our young friend Davy. Now, get on with your task and leave me to mine.
But you know that these enigmas are not my strong point. Wouldn't you have some other task, which is better suited to my skills, Holmes?
Of course. You are a man of letters, after all. So, return to the bridge, take your trusted notebook, and apply your mind to editing this small writing.
Agreed. On what subject?
It is my monograph on the calculated trajectories of gull excretia. Good day, Watson.
Pardon? Did he just tell Watson to go and look at how seagulls take a shit?
I see we have received a message, undoubtedly from my brother Mycroft.
So once these cutscenes are done, and you have read this letter, then we shall call it.
Sounds
Unfortunately.
Good. Sounds good. Alright, Sherlock, you should receive this letter upon your return from the Americas. Your instructions were followed to the letter in Switzerland, and I believe you will find the results satisfying. Several days ago, the Swiss authorities inspected the Black Edelweiss Institute and found evidence of serious breaches of established medical ethics. In a total accord with your findings, Dr. Gygax, I believe was how that was also found and detained. Unfortunately, before anything could be learnt, he took desperate measures. He had hidden a small but highly lethal dose of potassium cyanide on his person. Before he could be stopped, he swallowed this poison and died immediately. His employees denied any knowledge of the doctor's murderous activities, and the evidence supports this conclusion. That they were merely employees carrying out his orders. No trace was found of the Hindi. However, your friend, Superintendent Bilger, informed me that during their search of an underground level of the Institute, his men discovered a blood-splattered well. That is a thing that exists. In this room, they also reported hearing a strange, maniacal laughter that appeared to come from the bottom of the same well. The superintendent thinks, as I do, that the sound was shouting of the patients gathered in the hospital square. He theorizes that due to the odd acoustics present, this sound was distorted and appeared to be originating from that foul well. I must say I completely agree with his reasoning and mention the odd report merely to apprise you of all the facts. You should also know that since its discovery, that dreadful room has been condemned and permanently sealed. Although most of Dr. Gygax's documents were destroyed before the arrival of the Swiss police, a number of accounting references survived. These were adequate to trace a series of suspicious transactions. Even the framed confidentiality of the Swiss banks has their limits. What I learned, though seemingly fantastic, is quite probable. It seems that Dr. Gygax had laid his hands on a godly portion, I really wanted to say potion, if not the entirety, of, I hate their F's, they throw my brain. Lord Rochester's lost treasure. You may recall the story. Lord Rochester, the infamous London billionaire, I feel like that's a lot of money for people of this time and age, married an American woman. They had but one child, a lad named Archibald. After the boy completed his education and achieved his majority, he traveled east to take charge of his father's interests. In addition to his holdings in England, Lord Rochester also held a number of jewel mines in India. At the end of 2 years, Archibald had accumulated a fortune in gemstones, all of the highest quality. The best of these were placed in a chest, which he took with him on a ship bound for England. Then his fortunes turned. Neither he nor the gems ever saw land, as a dreadful storm sunk the ship near the Indian coast. Only a few of the ship's crew survived. The body of the rest were pulled from the sea, with one notable exception. Not a trace was found of either Archibald or the famed chest, and the tragedy took a far greater toll. Lord Rochester was devastated by the news and died soon after. Grief-stricken, Lady Rochester returned to her family home in Boston. She herself died not long ago. What was once a notable family is now gone. What you may not know is that Archibald Rochester had the stones carefully documented and inventoried before he boarded the ship. I was fortunate to see these very documents recently, comparing the particulars. I can say with the utmost confidence that some of these same stones, presumably at the bottom of the Indian Ocean abyss, have astonishingly surfaced in the middle of the Swiss Alps. I was unsuccessful in uncovering exactly what the facts led by Amos Colby, the Northwood Agency operative to that area, but you may know more about this subject than I am privy to. Sincerely yours, your brother.
Strange. Here, read this, Watson.
Indeed, but the possession of such a treasure is an end in itself. Why the devil go through with such an elaborate masquerade?
Money is often the motive of the basest acts, but not in this case. These are deep waters indeed, Watson. These people follow some other dark purpose, so desperate that it justifies any sacrifice and great risk.
You frighten me, Holmes.
I know. Sometimes I frighten myself. Enough of idle speculations, Watson. I asked you to study the figures drawn by young Davy. No doubt they are some cipher. What do you make of them?
The moment when he says, I assume that you've taken a look at the figures drawn by Davy, and I'm like, you mean the bajillion numbers he wrote? Because it's not figures, it's just a bunch of numbers.
Yeah.
What is the solution to the code? How would I know exactly? Pardon? Pray tell?
I think we should call it here because this is a far deeper puzzle than
Okay.
I think we can manage.
Well, the question is, can I... Okay, I can't save. There we go. Alright, so that puzzle and hopefully many more next time.
There's a few more puzzles to go, and it's the end game area. So,
I mean, we have
as
been
far
going
as I'm
for.
aware.
We have been doing about 3 hours of gameplay, and there was only about 6 left or so. So, makes sense that we are in the end game. I mean,
yeah, I think this is the closing quarter because I'm almost to the bottom of the page on the walkthrough. So,
I mean, Mr. Cthulhu, I assume, still needs to make an appearance. So,
right? Like,
you
are
would
we
think.
gonna have some drugs? See Cthulhu? What the hell?
You know, something. I don't know. All right. So with that, I will tab over and see all of the Baileys.
Have 2 Baileys. Yep.
I have to sneeze. I don't want to sneeze. Okay, well. I see you guys next time.
Oh, we counted all the Baileys.
Make sure you follow and sub and do all those things so that you can be here for next time.
Yeah.
Bye.
We'll hopefully finish it next time. Today was just a really awkward day.